Hey, what's up, everybody? So we are here, as you can see, drinking beer. Myself, Rajay, along with Tom, the beer whisperer.
How you do?
And it's kind of a scaled down group tonight, so we don't know who's going to join. There's some other characters saying they may pop in. Tom is actually drinking. You want to put it up there, Tom? You're drinking a Lagunitas Dave Murray's Best Scotch Ale. So you've been through a few of those already, right?
I have. Yeah, actually, this one came in a six-pack, oddly enough. I know some of those one-hitter series only came in the Bombers, but this was actually a six-pack, 9.5%. Man, it is amazing.
What is this, a Scotch ale? So malty. What are you getting out of that one?
It is a big version of a Scotch ale, but it does what Lagunitas does. I mean, which is basically put their spin on everything. So it is hoppier than your traditional Scotch ale. It is big. It's malty. It's a little sticky, but then it is. I mean, it is hopped well as well, I guess.
Yeah, one thing Lagunitas does, they like to push it over the line. So whatever it is, they like to make
That's
it
one thing I like
bigger.
about them, though, is that they push the boundary. They go right to the line, and they say, "Okay, now I'm going over it."
That's the line right there. Okay, I'm step right through
it's not subtle. They jump over it gladly, and that's what I like about them.
Yeah, and I am actually drinking Flying Dogs, one of their brewhouse rarities. Tom's got a one hitter, and I've got a brewhouse rarity. So if you don't see these beers, you probably won't get them again. Well, next year they might come back with that one. This one they usually only make as a one-off, I believe. But this is their bee beer. So an ale brewed with honey and bee pollen. And actually a pretty decent beer, 7% ABV. Nice little amount of sweetness to it. It's a golden ale. And they actually created this one to draw attention to the bee colonies that were being destroyed,
Oh, that's interesting.
And so they have a thing on their website.
As a lefty, I find that interesting.
I do. Well, the craft beer community is always like getting involved in all kinds of different things. And on their website, they have some stuff dedicated to teaching people about that. But things that old movie with M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, as I call him, The Happening. But then Mark Wahlberg's like, don't you guys care about the bees? Like, there's no bees. Speaking of queen bees, there's Holly.
How you doing, Holly?
Are you still drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon? Is that why you got your hat on there?
Oh, please tell me you're not drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon.
What has she got there? We can't hear you. You can't hear anything you're saying. You look cute in the hat, though. Is your mic on?
I'm out.
Well, Holly's going to work on her difficulty
Holly,
right
you know
there.
sign language. I only know a couple gestures myself that might not be friendly for this application.
Okay, is it working?
There
It
you
is
go.
working now.
Hey, hi guys.
Hey, so what are you drinking? You just got done working out or something?
This is my bong water.
Well, you are in California.
So do you ice that bog water or just drink at room temperature?
No, it's just room temperature, man.
Well, what's the significance of the hat tonight?
Well, the hat is just because I'm festive, and it was on the wall. Last time I was on one of these, I wore a hat on the wall, so.
There you go.
It's going to be a thing, I think. A hangout hat.
That's a good name.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I have a new one every week.
There you go.
It's a good name for it.
Have a Justin hat or have a tiara.
It makes up for bad hair days.
Unless you shave your head like me, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, dude, if I could pull that off, I would do it tonight.
Hey, at my age, I'm just happy to have hair, bad hair day or not. I'm just glad.
I remember hair. It was a good play.
It can turn gray. It can turn any color it wants. As long as it stays on my head, I'm cool.
So you're not drinking any beer tonight?
No, yeah, I got a little bit of a headache. I think I've got some allergies going on or something. So yeah, I'm laying low.
Well, the pollen counts change and everything.
I tell you, I go outside and I just sneeze like an idiot. So
Yeah, see, it's been brutal here, and I'm in Southwest Missouri. Well, actually, I work in Northwest Arkansas, and it's just been brutal in the Ozarks.
yeah, it's that time.
So was it Missouri or was it Missouri?
Well, Missouri, from what I understand, is mostly in the eastern Boot Hill portion of town. Is that right, dear? Where's that going? Missouri? Who says Missouri? Is that Boot Hill? Yeah, the eastern Boot Hills, southern eastern is say Missouri.
Okay.
But I'm not from here originally, so I just say Missouri. I'm a California boy that ended up here.
Yeah.
Who's your kitty cat?
That's Large. This is my cat, Large. She likes to be on camera. Every time the camera comes on, she somehow knows that.
She's a cow cat.
What cat?
I call black and white. I call them cow cats.
Oh, like cows. Okay.
See, I refer to her as Shamu because she's got that killer whale markings, you know.
Yeah. So what's in your glass, Rod?
I'm actually drinking Flying Dogs, my last one of their bee beer. So it's done with bee honey, and bee pollen.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes, it is good. It actually is. Might shed a tear. My last one here. It's golden ale. Third one I've had. The third time's definitely been a nice charm. So this was part of that mystery box I told Tom Holly that I got that one video. So 3 of these were in there. There was 3 of the Ballast Point, and there was 3 of the Stone Mocha Coffee Stout.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was 3 of the Bell's Winter wheat beer. So it was a nice little deal. Got it for $9.99, 12-pack. So
No, that's not bad at all.
I'm all about finding those deals out there.
Yeah, me too.
So how was your beer weeks, man? How you guys drink any good beers this week?
No, the last one that I had was the Pabst.
But the Pabst is a funny video with your split personality working.
I've got a theatrical side, so I like to just do funky, weird stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you put a lot of work and stuff on your channel. A lot of the stuff you're doing for the videos, and I don't know how much time you spent editing and putting stuff together, but you do a good job.
Oh, thanks. It's nuts. I get obsessed about it. I have all 1,000 ideas in my head, so
yeah.
I never know what I'm gonna do. So yeah, but I consulted my kids because they're in that age range.
Yeah.
I'm like, dudes, what is a hipster beer? And everyone I asked that's that age said Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Which is like our old
That's
school.
the quintessential hipster beer.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like I was drinking that when nobody wanted to drink that. Now people want to drink it.
I think I was drinking
nobody should want to drink it. Yeah.
I think I was drinking it.
We were limited.
Back in the day when you went to a party and someone handed you a red cup and that was in it.
Yeah. The red cup, the solo red cup.
Solo, yeah, I love those. You ever hear that song by Toby Keith, Red Solo Cup?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
There are so many things I can't remember.
Red Solo Cups, they pretty much were the choice of parties back in the day.
Yeah.
But every party had them, so they must have made a ton of money during those periods.
Yeah, and I think they have measurements and stuff in them.
They do, yeah. The lines are specific measurements, yeah.
Yeah, but of course, when we were drinking out of them, was just put it to the top. So we didn't care about any of the measurements that were.
I had no clue there was measurements back then.
Right.
I had no clue about much of anything, as a matter of fact.
Pumping the kegs. Don't give me all foam, man.
No, that was
man.
Yeah. One guy that worked the keg didn't know what the hell they were doing. Cups all foamy. Like, seriously?
Like blow most of it out of there and have them refill it.
Oh, man. But I don't know. Tonight's kind of like just a hanging out type night, just talking about whatever.
What are you going to do next, you guys? What reviews?
I've got like 6 or 7. I think the next one I got up was one Tom had just done, which is really a good beer, and that'll be 6 Point the Crisp. That one was a pleasurable beer.
The pills, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good beer, yeah.
I got thirsty again watching Tom's review of it. And I told him, I got that review coming up too. So I had already set up. I just had to upload it, so I'm uploading that probably tomorrow. I don't know if you get 6 Point out there though, because they're right out there. Aren't they in California, 6 Point, or somewhere out west?
No, 6 Point's East Coast.
They're East Coast.
I think so.
Well, do you get 6 Point, Holly?
No, I've not heard of it.
Oh.
I actually don't get them in Missouri. I get them in Arkansas.
But just
I work in Arkansas during the week. I come back to Missouri on the weekends.
Just because I haven't heard of it doesn't mean it's not here, though, because I'm no expert.
They've got a pretty good distribution, I know, at least from what I've been told. They're out of Brooklyn, New York. Okay.
New York, yeah, I knew they're out there somewhere.
I want to get my
got a
hands on some Trillium and Monkish, like actual. Those are northeastern ones, right? For real, northeast.
Yeah, Trillium, you have to pretty much be in that area or have someone that can get you the beers because their distribution is not that far out. They're kind of like how out on your side where you have Pliny, where you have to actually be in that area.
Yeah, that's why the baby got me a hookup for Pliny.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that nice little 12-pack, right?
Yeah. He's a good boy. He takes care of his mama.
He wasting no time teasing people with that out there. Hey, look what I got.
I'm such a brat. Sorry. Not sorry. But I want to try some of those ones you've been doing. Those lighter, like fruity, that mango one I think that you did. You did something really tasty.
I'm trying to think which one. The mango was the shoot, who was that?
I have to go back and look at your channel.
I guess you drink too many beers, sorry. Which one was that?
Let's see.
I tell you what, that Brooklyn Scorcher IPA is really good though too. I like that one.
Where's Rod J here? BeerVentures.
Yeah, I know you said you like the one I did, that new Belgium 8-hop. That's the one I just saw, the 8-hop. Oh, it's the Rebel Juiced IPA from Sam Adams.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that one I thought was okay. The first time I had it at one of our beer fests. I wasn't really as impressed, but I got the bottle and had a couple of them at another time, and I thought it actually was a lot better. So it's pretty nice. Comes through. It's not the New England type juicy, but it's got some juiciness because they use mango juice in it. Gives it a little bit of a different feel. Have you had that one, Tom?
No, I haven't had that one yet.
No.
There's so many beers. We can never run out of material.
No, I mean, it's ever changing. I mean, you have the ones that are doing well, the ones that are growing, you get the ones experimenting. So you're always finding different beers out there for sure. Although there's probably some that could probably go away.
Yeah.
But that Elysian Space Dust, I like that IPA as well. I thought that one was pretty good.
I want to find another one that tastes as good as Dinosaur World.
I haven't had the Dinosaur World though.
Well,
that was one of the West Coast ones too, right?
Good news, gentlemen. They're doing another can release of that next month.
Okay.
So.
But how far does their distribution go? Do you know?
No, because every time I turn around, they're somewhere else. So, but you can get it. You know, you guys all have your hookups, so.
Yeah, you go to enough places, you kind of create your nice little footprint, I think.
Yeah.
After a point when you go to a liquor store, they know you by name, you start worrying, am I here too much?
Yeah. We've got one here that sells. It's a little family-run grocery store, and they sell Pliny the Elder, but you can only get one bottle at a time, and it's only on Fridays. So like, my hubby will go. He'll leave work, on a break and go get his bottle. He'll bring someone from work, and that person will go in and get another bottle. And then if I go after I leave work, it's SOL. They're gone.
So you've had the younger and the elder?
Yeah, we got a really super beer geeky dude that we know has connections, and so he knew when this this pub that we hit up was going to get a keg of it. So he texted us, "You better be there by like 5 p.m." And we were there before 5, and there was already the bar was already full, and so we were like one deep behind. And they gave everyone one glass, and that was it. That's all you got. And it was
wow.
Delicious. It was really, really good, you guys. Yeah. Better than Pliny the Elder, I think.
So what's the difference between the two? Is one more just...
Well, a double versus a triple. The younger is maltier. It's a little sweeter. So that's why I liked it better. Mm-hmm. It's just a richer beer. It was really good.
Okay. So the elder was like kind of a little more higher hops than I know with you. Yeah. Yeah,
it's just that chill. It's just delicious finish. You know how I go, on the hop. Yeah. I make that awful face. Well, Pliny has none of that. So it's definitely hoppy, but it goes down smooth.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a review of it in my usual fashion. The one that came out before Pabst, so it was kind of weird to go from Pliny to PBR, but
yeah, that's like stepping on a landmine right there.
Yeah, that's like going from lobster to sardines.
Yeah,
it's saying it's still fish.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like tasting a lobster with sardines. That's not good.
Yeah.
I never know what the hell I'm going to do next. I never know. I still don't know. It's already Thursday, and I have no idea what I'm going to do next. So.
Well, that's the fun of it. You just do it as a random thing, and
yeah,
that's how I do everything. I never know what I'm going to say next. Everything's random, unscripted. I just do it.
Yeah. I mean, even though I go back and I'll edit to take out some of the dead space when I upload the video, everything is just done live at the time. So.
Yeah, I never edited it.
I know some guys do scripts on their stuff.
Well, I have to edit out because I'll just go right off topic and into a tangent, and then you guys would be sitting there going, "I can't stand that."
Well, see, then you could be the female.
Well, you've seen my videos, Holly, that I do exactly that.
Yeah, but your guys, you come back to it. I would just disappear, and then
gotcha.
It's hopeless. So. I'm not that good yet. I will be. I hope to be as good as you guys someday.
I don't know about that. I just go out here and drink the beer and tell people about it. And
I know, but I don't know how you can. And you edit a little bit, but like some people are like one take and they just sit there and nail it. And I don't know how that even happens.
Yeah.
I only do one take on mine. I won't say I nail it because I ramble all over the place, but I only do one take.
Yeah, but the good thing with Tom is Tom tells stories and stuff on his, so he keeps everybody entertained. I don't think I have enough stories to tell enough stories out there.
Well, that's half of my shtick. Is that I don't really do so much a beer review as have a pub conversation. I'm just acting like I'm talking to somebody.
I mean, my actual profession, I work in sales, so I can talk all kinds of stuff to sell something. But it's kind of like when I do the beer, it's like I'm all straight-laced, kind of like trying to stay focused in on the beer. So I try to put a little humor in there. Like one of the guys said I'm cracking up on one of the videos. But, you're always trying to think, because I'm trying to do it live. And like when I used to be on a radio station as a DJ, everything was just kind of improv as you went. So you kind of get thinking of that move, but you never know what you're going to come out and say sometimes.
Yeah. I'm just not as smooth as you guys yet, so I have to cut more crap.
You're pretty smooth. You're pretty smooth. Like I said, I know some of the guys actually go take like 3, 4, 5 takes and have like a script they put together, and it works for them.
Some of them do more than that, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just like have fun with it,
Well, I think that you're better at reviewing beers than I am.
No, it's just different. It's just different style.
I think everybody has a different style. I don't know that anybody's better than anybody. I think everybody has their own style.
Oh, well, that's cool. I'll accept that. I'm not as down to the nitty gritty, you know, like lacing on the glass. I'm kind of doing it when we go out to a bar with friends and everyone goes, oh, it's chocolatey. Oh, it's peanut buttery. Oh, shit, the hops. And that's about it. You know, they don't get into the weeds of it.
I was going to say, I think for the most part, I do okay. But I was like, I get a few thumbs downs out there, and I don't know what I got them for.
Yeah, I do too. That's what.
But they usually.
I wish folks that give me the thumbs down would leave a comment. Why? What did I say that really pissed you off? Other than you just being, anonymous and leaving a thumbs down. That's the equivalent of yelling, "You're an asshole," and then running away.
Yeah.
Right. Doorbell ditch or whatever.
Thing known to man. I mean, you're an asshole. If you look out the window, they're gone. You don't know who it is. You know they don't like you, but you don't know why.
Don't step on that bag on fire on your front step.
That's exactly what that's exactly what that thumbs down and leaving a flaming bag of poo and not having the balls to tell you who they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is like a flaming bag.
Other than that, you're just a whiny candy ass who can't take a joke, and so you're leaving a thumbs down anonymously.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I've noticed I try to find where the trend is, and usually when I get thumbs down, it's usually like following a hangout. And so then I look at some people that might have their own things that they're getting thumbs down. It's like, oh, maybe that's the reason. Because on the other ones, I wasn't getting them really. So.
Well, if you're getting a thumbs down, it's probably something I said. Yeah, you're probably right.
I see yours. I don't see you getting thumbs down. I see thumbs down on some other people's. I'm like, I wonder if it's by association.
That could very well be, yeah.
It's like us. We're here with Trump, and we're not with Trump. So that's a joke, everybody. Don't get all upset now. It's over the Trump jokes.
We got a couple. Okay, the problem with that is I don't know where to start. You start with the hair, the tan. I mean,
well, apparently you can't make a joke if you're a Fox News person. One of the Fox News people, they had in the story, he made a joke, something about Ivanka. All of a sudden, he was on vacation for a week from Fox. So apparently, you can't make jokes if you're on that channel.
Yeah, it's gnarly, the political scene.
Yeah, it's all crazy with the political scene, the Korean scene, the ISIS scene. So I told people months ago, just need to find an island, get all the beer together, and just say, screw it, we're moving. Take all the good beer people, have our own island.
Yeah. I think it's time to whittle and just watch Rome burn, you know?
With the good beer in hand.
I'm ready to spend the last bit of money I have, buy the best bottle of whiskey I can afford, and just sit and drink and watch Rome burn. Let it all go up in flames.
Speaking of burning, so there was this story where this guy whose house was on fire, and he ran the house, and the police and the fire department came. He ran back in the house twice. And they're like, don't go back in. Then he got arrested for going back in because they said he was obstructing. He was going back to get his beer. Guess what beer he was going back to get?
Oh, I think I saw something about that. I can't remember what it was.
All the beers. I'm thinking if you're going back into a house, it better be like Pliny or Alchemist or something of a high level, right? Like you're going back. Like I'll never see this again in my lifetime. He was going back to get Bud Ice.
No, you got to be kidding. Some people deserve to be burned to death. Some people just need it.
He came out with 2 cans of his Bud Ice.
Well, some people just deserve to be burned to death.
That's a little nutty.
Yeah, it's like you can get that.
See, right here, what I just said, Rod, will probably get you a dislike, even though it's my fault. I did a very bad thing. That was a very politically incorrect thing for me to say. I shouldn't have said it, but I would say it again.
Like you get it at any corner store. It's like, really? You're going back in there and burn a house for Bud Ice? Yeah.
Bud Ice, damn.
And 2 cans at that, not even a 12-pack. But some of the interesting things you'll see, and I was reading that, and I was like, that's just crazy.
So, do you hear they're bringing back Zima?
Yes.
Are they really? No, I hadn't heard that. Wow.
I think I heard that. Let me Google that.
Why?
Yeah, we did a story.
Why they stopped making it? So I'm curious why
there's a reason you never had one before, Holly.
It tastes like tonic water.
Oh, all right.
There's a reason they couldn't last at the end of the 80s when everything else could. people drew the line. Like, okay, that has to go.
Yeah, so now we really screwed up.
I think that was
in the 80s. We're not going to tolerate Zima.
I'm going to look it up. I think that may have been during my Bartles and James phase.
Oh, good old Bartles and James.
Later. Zima was in the 90s.
Well, late 80s, early 90s. I was in college.
Okay, I got it. Introduced in 93 and discontinued in 2008.
Oh, man, it seemed like it was 80s, late 80s.
That was a 90s thing, yeah.
I was in college a little longer, so.
Okay, Miller Coors is about to bring it back.
Why do you like Blue Tarski? It was a long war.
Yeah, it was a long war. Although, my timing, at least I was going.
Years of college down the drain. It was a long war.
Yeah. Germans, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. The Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
that was just on the other night, as a matter of fact. When I sat there and I started watching. It's like I was watching Josie Wells a week and a half ago. You sit down in the middle of Josie Wells, it's hard to stop watching it.
I love that movie. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Just when I get to liking somebody, they're not around for long. It seems to me when you get around to dislike, they're not around for long either.
Because dying ain't much of a living, boy.
You see his screen going all topsy-turvy, Rob?
Yeah, there's Tom's. I think they might be having storms coming through Missouri.
Yeah, I'm having some camera issues. I've been trying to fix it.
So if Zima comes back, are you guys going to review it?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I will probably have to try. I won't start going to review it because I don't really review anything, but I will try it.
Okay.
Right after I do Sparks.
I'll do it. What the hell?
Well, you're a woman, so.
Oh, damn! He went there. The whole woman in Zima card. Holy cow!
Chick beer, huh? Chick beer.
It's not even beer. It's just a malt beverage. I've had it before.
You know what? I thought it tasted like tonic water, so I used to use it to make a gin and tonic.
I used to use it for the aftershave.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it's just like I gargle with the shit.
Yeah.
I used to gargle with it.
Oh.
Well, I can't wait. If I find it, I'm going to take a picture and send it to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to come back. We did a story on that a few months ago about them making a return with that one. I'm seeing a lot more of the 24, 25-ounce cans making a comeback, too. Like, our store just started stocking Miller High Life and some other stuff they weren't stocking before, Rolling Rock.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what is it, like winos again or something around here? All these tall boys.
Yeah, we're kind of going, we are regressing as a society.
I know the economy's about to take a hit, but come on, we're back to the brown bag beers.
Yeah, we are back there again, yeah. You elected a guy with a bad toupee and a bad spray tan, and here we go. Let's bring back the Mad Dog 2020. I'm drinking Thunderbird, by golly.
Hey, Thunderbird.
That is one of the funnier things that I've seen on Ray Beer is that some of their beers they'll put like with glass there for, or they'll stay for a brown bag. They'll say some beers are good for a brown bag. John Pierre.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? And by the way, if you're watching the draft, good pick by Houston getting Deshaun Watson. I think that's a good pick. Houston needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
So good evening, Holly. Good evening, Tom. How are y'all doing?
After they screwed up with Osweiler, where they definitely need a quarterback.
Yeah, they had none last year. I mean, Osweiler was a $72 million waste of money. You know,
the Broncos had none a year before, and they still made it to the Super Bowl and won.
Well, Peyton did some of it, and Osweiler carried the rest of the way. But it was their defense majority.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Got them that Super Bowl.
From being a Panthers fan, that is definitely true.
Hey, John, did you hear the part where these guys were saying they couldn't wait for Zima to come back?
You know who'll do a review? John.
John's drinking a Bud Light there, so that's probably a step up.
I mean, I remember those Zima commercials. They were very fun.
That blue there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking tonight. La Bête Bleue, bleu or bleu, as they say in French Canadian. Bleu.
Excuse me.
Bleu.
Bleu.
And I did a review of it.
White guy, I can't say bleu.
Bleu. And I did a review of it the other night, and on my YouTube channel. I posted on Facebook. So a very good adjunct pale lager, as they say, or adjunct lager, but very refreshing.
Actually, that's not too bad for an adjunct.
No, it's
not at all
offensive of the bunch.
It's one of the ones I can actually enjoy okay enough.
But again, it's one of those that you need extremely cold and drink very fast.
Well, like any adjunct, you let it warm up, you're in trouble.
What's an adjunct, you guys?
Corn, rice, anything that's not malt.
The cheap way to make beer. All your cheap byproducts. Rice.
Right.
Ooh,
but the ones that the best sellers, you know. Yeah, so, but unfortunately, without La Bête, you know, the price of this, I don't know where it is for you or anyone else, but here it is about we gotten their beer here maybe about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I started seeing it in some of the stores, and it sold for about $10 for a 6-pack, which is kind of steep, but
that's steep for La Bête.
Yeah,
I get a 24-ounce for like $2 here.
See, but again, you're closer, and you're in the border where obviously their distribution is pretty reasonable from where their brewery to where you are in Ohio, and same probably with Tom, you know, as well, living in Missouri. But you know, for us down here, you know, it's what it is. So
where are you?
You could be like Eric.
I live in Mobile.
Okay, what's your channel? Is it your name or some other name?
It's my name. Jean, Jeanh, Pierre, and just type it on YouTube, and boom, you'll see my my ugly face and
for you.
Yeah.
It's the Pierre that throws you, because then people think he's French. So they're like, John, or is it Jean? Is it John? Or
Jean-Pierre.
Yes, and you'll see my reviews. Like I said, the last review I did was of this, and I've done a lot, and there's more to come. And I got the Terrapin chocolate peanut butter porter from them. I have in my refrigerator. I'm going to do a review of it, but maybe wait until I guess September, when it gets a little chill. You know, I know porters are not really big this time of year. You think so? I mean, being the weather being what it is down here in the South, you know, it's
like
warm.
PA just woke up. Is it morning in Pennsylvania?
There's PA.
Is it morning out there? You look like you just woke up.
I did just wake up. What do you want?
maybe he had a lady that wore him out there. Maybe just recuperating.
But like I said, porters.
Oh, you got a Clemens coffee cup. What?
I'm hardcore.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
I know Kevin had the little mugs out there.
Special delivery.
What were you saying, John?
No, I was going to say real quick. Hey, PA, good evening. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Welcome. I was going to say, with porters are not, you know, something that most folks will drink this time of year. Again, it's very warm. You know, here in the South, it's not something I would say more for September, maybe the winter, maybe early spring. As you say, it's been very warm down here, and porters are not something I'm willing to try that porter this time. I probably will save it to maybe till September, but.
Well, I'm drinking a coffee milk stout right now, and it's
okay.
Yeah, there's been many times.
Year-round.
There's been many times I've been out by the fire in the middle of summer, roasting my ass off, sipping on a barley wine or an imperial stout, whatever. You know, it's like it depends, and like, you know. If the air conditioner's on at 60 in my room, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, it's winter here. That's okay. You know, or you can kind of, you know, I don't really find a season for them. I always always want, unless I do it like something stupid where I bought a case of 1050 and I drank the whole thing. And I'm like, I don't want to touch another Imperial
I can't
Stout
imagine
again.
you doing that, Paul.
I accidentally did something similar
Marcus,
last night.
oh, I opened the bottle again. Oh, I guess I got to drink it now.
Oh boy. Yeah, I drank so much.
Indiana's in.
And there's Todd. Oh, look at this. People are just
Here we
popping
go.
in
Now we got a party.
There we go.
Yeah.
What's Todd drinking in Indiana?
Just had a party until I joined, right?
That's right. Oh, the steak.
Oh, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, nice little call there. How much is the is it a 6-pack or a 4-pack? I can't remember. Is it a 6-pack where you're at, Todd?
6-pack in my neck of
6-pack,
the woods.
It is 6, all right. So how much is it there for the 6-pack?
I think I got it for $11.99. I think is what. It was.
Oh, that's good then. I think down here
Yeah,
it's
it
like
goes
13.
for about 12 here too. Yeah.
Yeah, we had our Kroger guy screw up and they put him in the where you make your own 6-pack for $9.99. So
Oh, nice.
they were going. When those young kids didn't know what it was, they put him out there. Like that's
Wasn't many of those left.
there.
This was last night's mistake. All these, and I didn't feel very good in the morning.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
But
13 beers.
although I'm happy to know I'm not the only one that keeps the cap collection, so that's good.
Oh,
to know.
I have a big cap collection downstairs too.
Yeah.
My friend always told me he wanted to make a glass top table with the caps underneath it.
Right.
So I got all these thousands of caps. Like, here you go. He goes, I don't feel like it now. I got the caps anyway.
When you feel like it, they're ready for you.
Yeah. You better start feeling like it now, or I'm gonna feed them to you.
Here's where I throw my cap. Here's what I throw my caps into.
Would you turn them into? Oh, you did the magnets. Oh no, you put them in the thing. Okay. I saw one of those things where you could put them in. Like the thing was at our Kroger, it was like $10 or something.
Those caps.
Yeah. I just put mine in a giant margarita glass.
I just love to. I'm sorry, not to interrupt, guys. I'd love to see how Commissioner Roger Goodell knows the bro hug when all these players come up. You know, like, hey, you know. But that's cool. That's cool. But that's good. That's good. At least he's with the times. You know. Same with Adam Silver and as far as Rob Manfred and Gary Bettman, I guess they don't. I very rarely watch their drafts, but the NFL and the NBA usually, you know, their draft is more TV friendly, I guess. I don't know. So
I don't know if I would hug the commissioner when I came up there if I was drafted.
yeah.
I'm like, you're going to be like working against me on my contracts. You're like the other side, you know.
Yeah.
Where's my player union rep? I want my rep up here. That's what I want to hug.
You can give him one of those gentle whoops. My knee went up.
Well, it's funny because the person that went #1 didn't even go to the draft this year. He was at home, so he didn't have to worry about hugging him. He hugged his family.
Yeah.
Ah.
What's new in the beer world, people? What's going on?
Albino Rhino.
Well, I got lucky yesterday, but I think that's not what we're talking about.
Albino Rhino wants a
You
link.
got lucky with the beer.
So
What'd you
we
say
can
about Albino?
He wants a link.
Oh,
He needs the
Albino needs
link.
the link. All right.
He needs the link.
He is the link.
Wait, Tom.
He is the link.
Wait, Tom. Weren't you on the road last week? Did you get lucky with your hand, or?
I thought your wife was there, Tom.
She's not happy with me. You couldn't hear her, but she said that's the last time you're going to get lucky too.
Good old Rosie. Pause.
You said, I got to back up.
Hey, baby.
Holly is like, what is Yeah, bring in Holly to keep the boys down and she gets quiet.
Yes.
Like she was holding up a sign a while ago, but couldn't read what it said.
Oh, well, I threw it away. I just was telling John that I found your channel and subscribed.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I just sent it to Albino Rhino, so I just have the link.
Okay.
It's just going to really go off the rails now.
What's been the what was the story that's been circulating on some of the beer sites?
We talked about the guy going in for the fire to get his beers.
Yeah, that was kind of.
He got his 2 Bud Ice, yeah.
Which is. Hey, nothing says surviving life.
People deserve to be burned to death. That's all I gotta say about that.
Hey, folks, nothing says surviving life like Bud Ice, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm fighting for this. I'm fighting for it.
What we could do, I got questions. We could do the question game again.
Let's do the questions. Let's do it.
Oh,
like
I got 10 questions. Throw a number out.
10 questions.
Looked like a whole novel there.
Last week, Tom was stuck because his number wasn't getting called.
Pick 6 and 9.
I'll take 3 this time. I want 3.
I'll pick number 2. I'll pick 2.
Well, we're only doing 1 question at a time for each person. So
Wait a minute. I don't know how to play this game. What is this game?
So I have a list of questions. These guys will throw out numbers for the question that's going to be next. I have 10 questions. Tom called out number 3, so we start with question number 3 and go through. You guys give answers, and then we go to the next question.
Okay,
It's like spin the bottle. If you don't want to answer the question, you have to give her out a kiss.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you got to. That's what happened if you won.
So question number.
Last time he tried to slip me some tongue, just warning.
That's a bonus, and you should be thankful.
Slip you some what?
Question number 3. This is almost kind of what Holly almost brought up earlier. Is there any beer worth standing in line for that you have had?
You know what? I've had
She's gonna say
beers in
yes
my
on
time,
her.
and there's a lot of great beers out there. And I don't care how good anybody's beer is. I ain't standing in line for nothing. There are too many great beers I can readily access.
I know too many dumb people
Damn
that
thing we're
will,
standing in line for.
yeah, I know too many dumb people that will stand in line for me, so we're good.
Yeah, I don't care how good somebody's, funky ass IPA. I don't care how good somebody thinks that crazy ass looks like I pissed and blew a load at the same time IPA. I don't care
Days for days.
How popular that style is. I ain't standing in line 4 hours for it.
He's the green man. There he is.
We got Albino with a superhero in the house right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Hulk.
Yeah. It's the bulk.
He keeps his arms that way to flex his muscles there.
Raise the titties.
So anybody, like, I know Holly, you said you had to wait to get in to get the Pliny.
Well, we got there early before they were tapping it.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically we waited. So yeah, that was the Pliny the Younger. So
Yeah.
I don't think I would have waited 4 hours or anything. But half an hour wasn't bad.
Well, there's a difference between waiting for something to open up and waiting 4 hours in line, or in some cases 12 hours in line, or overnight for an overhyped, overpriced beer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and one guy in the line has all of his relatives that don't even drink beer there with him, so they can each buy 1 bottle so they can go home and hoard it all.
You're talking about Ewert.
Yeah, basically.
I think a lot of us know this guy too.
Yeah. And so, like, here we get people lined up down around the block. Like, I went to one of our local breweries a few Saturdays ago. They had a new release. The guy was telling me there were people lined up at the door at 6 a.m. waiting to get in when they opened. They didn't open up till 11.
I can't even get out of bed at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, I have to get up and pee at 2 and then at 6, so I'm always up at 6.
That's true.
Unless I have to go to work.
Stand in line for anything anyway, you'd have to pee too much.
What happens when you get old? You got to get up and piss.
Mm-hmm. You could screw with the hipsters and be like, here's a fresh tapped IPA. Try it. There you go.
I remember getting off the beer
Tastes a lot like
topic.
cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Pappy Van Winkle, that liquor had came out, and everyone in my area, was, at this, I think it was at the Fairhope location, maybe at the Fairhope ABC store or whatever, but there was a line so long to get the Pappy Van Winkle whatever alcohol beverage. It was such a bourbon, right? Such a big deal. And I mean, and I mean, even the news crew was out there early in the morning saying, you know, there's a line of people here to get this. This only sold at this one ABC store, and I think it was selling for, I think might have been what, maybe, I don't know, $800 a bottle, I think it was. I'm not sure, but it was such a big deal for this rum. I'm saying, scratching my head, God damn, you gonna buy some rum early in the morning? Get online for this shit. It must be some really good shit to buy some Pappy Van Winkle, but you know, I don't know.
Pappy Van Winkle is a pretty high regarded bourbon, but one of my buddies here, he stumbled across it in the store. They mispriced it for $40 a bottle. He actually called his buddy. How many bottles they got? Like he said, like 4. He said, "Get them all. I'll split it with you." So,
Jesus,
but usually it's up over $100 for some places to get it.
Yeah. It was up there. It was up there in price, you know, and I was like, wow. But you know, I'm one of those that doesn't care. I mean, I'm not gonna get in line for a beer. Like I said, I gotta have it. If I heard about a beer, you know, I'll wait till it comes into that store. I'll get it. But most times I'm not gonna go out of my way and just
I guess
wait in line for something like that.
The one thing about these bottle things,
I mean, I'm not waiting.
one of these things about the bottle things is there's like, okay, you come down, we'll hang out this line, and everybody else will come down. And then we bring bottles, and they do like these huge bottle shares, like in the line and stuff. I'm like, yes, but it's still 8 in the morning, and you're drunk now. Like it's like, okay, how you get home? Like I don't know if I'd like that. Standing around, like I don't know. Yeah, I usually don't drink when I go out. If I go out someplace, I don't like drinking. I usually drink at home. And that's it.
Maybe one beer, right?
That's different.
One beer. Unless
I'm without vinyl.
Unless I'm without vinyl, then it's different. But that's at his home, so it's fine. I'm not talking about like if I have to drive around.
Well, I don't go out often, but I married my designated driver, so I'm okay.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah, our last beer festival, my wife picked us up, so we were in good shape there.
Uber.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to really kind of, you know, watch yourself when you do these beer festivals or wine festivals, whatever it is, and just kind of, you know, all right, I think I overdone it, you know, a little bit, you know. I think I'll take a cab home or maybe sleep in my car until, you know, I'm sobered up, and then I'll, you know, drive back home.
And you gotta even watch out about that. You can even get arrested for sleeping in your car.
I mean,
as long as
the keys are in there.
It's a hard thing to figure out. Just don't drink and drive. I mean, this is rocket science, man. Make a smart decision.
When I was a young guy and I used to get drunk at the bar was on the top of a hill and my house was on the bottom of the hill. So I started at the
So walking to the bar is no problem, but you drove down.
So what I did was, instead of driving, I just pushed the car like a box car down the hill, and I was like, woo! And it wasn't, the keys were in the back. I didn't even know where they were, but I was like, ah! You know, I just like, I'm not driving. I'm just controlling. There's a difference. Engine's not running. Yeah, throw it neutral and just go for it. Yeah. I mean, there was some accidental missed stop signs on the way, I'm sure, but you know,
oh, God,
everything's fine. Yeah, you're done. You're gonna die in that suit now.
I just saw your comments out there on Bino. Oh man! And at some point, I guess Craig is watching. He said, "Here comes the dislikes." So apparently, something probably Tom said. So.
About something.
If not, you can always blame Tom. If nothing else.
Someone's burned for drinking Bud Ice, and somebody gets your panties in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my line when I said that, I was like, well, you know, now he's gonna get DT'd and railroaded in a prison shower, so that'll be fun too. Either or.
But Craig said in the UK,
whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, they don't have that in the UK where people were standing like that. But most of the times you have to be quick and follow accounts and know people basically.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I was just thinking about that. There was a kid that started a business that they did a story on. He actually would go and wait in line for people, and then he got other kids in the neighborhood doing it. So they would go to movie theaters, all those kind of places. I'm like, dude, he's missing a big opportunity with the beer people. Have some kid holding your spot to get your beer. That's hilarious. Wouldn't be
That's
ethical.
brilliant.
It wouldn't be
Kind of
ethical, but it'd be hilarious.
You might technically have to hire somebody over 21 for it to, yeah. But
Well, just to get you to the door. Once you're at the door, you take your spot back. He would just call you.
Them stay in line for the hours.
Yeah. All right. So
If I left, all right, I'll take over from here.
what's another number?
I said 2.
2?
76.
It's only 10, Tom.
I said 2.
We're gonna get Tom a little math tool there. Everybody's chipping in, getting Tom an abacus for Christmas.
I have a question I'd love to ask whenever you're done yours.
Oh no, go
Start
ahead.
yelling bingo.
Well, mine's simple. It came from a conversation we had on our little hangout last night, where Flying Monkeys just put out Invictus. Invictus is a $38 Imperial Stout. And there's actually 2 $38 Imperial Stouts in Ontario, and then everything after that is probably 15 to 18 is the most expensive. So what would be the most expensive you'd pay for a beer?
It's a good question.
Wow, that is a tough question. You know, wow.
I guess depending on the beer. I mean, I don't think I went any more like Bourbon County Stout. I paid like $13.99 a bottle. KBS for a 12-ounce bottle, I paid $8 for.
Yeah, I'm
never went huge, like
fine
Jordan.
going like up to 20 if I had to, but I don't want to go above 20 for one bottle of beer.
Like Jordan said, he paid $60
I'll
for a
pay
bottle of
20
beer
for
one
a beer,
time. I wouldn't pay
25-ounce Imperial Stout, but yeah.
Yeah, I paid 25 for the last 2 big beers that I bought. The 27th anniversary of Black Butte Porter from Deschutes, and then that barrel aged Older Viscosity. They were about $25, but that's pushing the limit unless you're sharing.
Yeah,
the only thing I can think I pay a huge amount for might be like one of the Samuel Adams Utopias, because they're more like a drinking whiskey you're going to drink over a period of time. So you're paying like $80 for a bottle of that.
It's not going to be on Utopia. It's going to be on a 21 bottle of single malt whiskey.
Yeah, but there you go, right? So you might as well just do the whiskey instead of the Utopia. So
if I'm going to spend $200, it sure as hell ain't going to be on Utopia.
Yeah.
The most I ever spent for a beer was the Chimay, and that was like $15 or whatever for the Chimay. Might have been the Premier Ale or the Blue Label, or may have been the White Label, but that was the most I ever spent for a beer. And you know what? I think back on it, when I had it, I said it was worth it.
That beer is absolutely worth it. That is a
well, that's the good thing about trying to keep stuff.
I think right now 36. Something like $36 is my most.
That's why it's important to always keep different stores in your rotation. Because one of my stores, one of my stores
was closer to my house.
One of my stores had Chimay, and they were closing it out at $1.99 per 12-ounce bottle.
Damn.
Needless to say, I wiped the rack free for them, freed up a little more space, and took them all.
You're trying to do them a favor.
Trying to help them out.
So just be a good guy.
Yeah, you guys need the room. Let me clear that space for you.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Not everybody would do that.
I'm going to do a video for some of my stores so you guys can see some of the prices we're getting on some of these beers here. It'll like blow your mind.
Yeah, well, the best deal so far that I got in PA was, I don't know why they did it, but they're like Hardywood seasonal ales are $5 a bottle now. And they're the 750s. And it was the raspberry imperial stout, like 97% raspberry imperial stout, $7.50 for $5 a bottle. I'm like, no, okay, here you go.
Take my money.
Yeah, so I bought
card or cash.
So I had to go in. I bought the ones, and then they have an ounce limit, so I had to go back, then buy more, then take it back out to the car. So I got like eight or 9 bottles out of the deal. Like $5 a piece, I can't pull. It's like, I think around here it's like $13.99 a bottle. So I'm not gonna scoff at $5 a bottle.
Well, when I got a case of the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout for $12.99 for the case.
Yeah, that's nice. That is a fine beer.
Yeah.
I mean, there was I wasn't. I mean, this is a good beer deal, but I wasn't really thrilled about it because I was like, yeah. And at the time I was married, I was like, yeah, the wife will drink it or whatever. I got 2 cases of Dreamweaver from Trogs, their wheat beer, for $15.
Oh wow, that's
because like I have a friend over at the beer place near my house, and they brought it back. They said, "Oh, this is bad. This isn't good." And I'm like, "I'm tasting it. It tastes fine to me." And they're like, "She goes, just take the damn shit," because they were both open, and there was like a beer missing out of each. And she's like, "Just take it. Here, give me $15." I'm like, "Okay, there you go. Got it." I'm glad I stopped here to say hi. See you later.
So you're my new friend.
Yeah, she's the one that got me. She secured the KBS this year, so I got a case of that. And then she said she can't get a case of Doom, but she said she's gonna call me when she knows that they're delivering it to the next store near us, so I can get like a 4-pack or whatever. She's gonna give me the heads up when they're dropping a Doom bomb on the store, because I've had Doom before and it's delicious.
Yeah.
But I unfortunately I bought it not knowing what it was back in the day, and I reviewed it.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, Joe's yelling at me on the camera, "God damn it, why didn't you save that? We're gonna share it." I'm like, "What?" They're like, it's super rare and stuff. I was like, "I didn't know." It was delicious, by the way, Joe. Every sip was heaven in my mouth. Just want to let you know. I'm sorry I couldn't share it with you, but fuck you. But it was good.
Craig said he saw a tall boy can of Oscar Blues Barrel Aged 1050 a few weeks ago for 25 pounds.
I want to buy that.
I would go ahead and get that. Anything when you mentioned the word 1050 and even the barrel age I tried, it is worth the money. That was just a exceptional Russian Imperial Stout.
If you drink it straight for a month, it gets a little boring. I was letting you know. But other than that, it's definitely good beer. The sad thing about it, because I unwittingly had an age experiment with that beer, because my buddy sent me he was supposed to send me a beer mail about 1 million years ago. So he bought me a fresh 1050, and he still had the old 1050. So he sent me both. So I had one that was like 4 years old, and then one that was fresh. 4 years old. It is like a Scotch ale blended with an Imperial Stout. It's one of the best beers ever.
Yeah.
And then it's almost
I bet it was. Yeah.
It's almost a shame to drink them fresh. Let them age. Like sit them, like bury them in your yard for a while. You know what I mean?
But it's perfect. It's perfect when it's ice cold. It's perfect when it's ice cold outside. You want something that's a nice little nightcap for the evening. Those beers, the Russian Imperial Stouts, are perfect to have. And I've had many late in the evenings. I said, "Man, I'm going to go to sleep very good tonight."
Sleep like a baby.
Oh, you stand in the sun when it's 40 degrees out and you drink it then. Then you still go to sleep very well.
Yes, sir.
And Tim from Tim's Brews said he waits for pumpkin ale. And also he's talking about his beer and liquor is high around where he's at as well. But so we go to John's question. So John picked number 2. So this is actually a fun question.
Uh-oh. Where did you put
one?
In the spirit of
we get to some fun.
In the spirit of FMK, if anybody watched Howard Stern knows what that is. You're sent to an island. Can't talk right now because I'm laughing. You're sent to an island for the rest of your life. Bud, Coors, Miller High Life. Which one do you leave behind? Which one do you drink for 1 year? And which one do you finish for the rest of your life when you're stuck on that island?
I think salt water is the correct answer. Salt.
You got to choose that. You can't take salt water. You can't drown yourself. You got to choose.
I would rather die, my friend.
You can't jump off the boat.
Bathe in that stuff, or use it to shampoo your hair.
So one of them you can leave behind, but you got to take 2, and one of them you got to suffer through for a year. I won't say suffer because some people do like these beers. You got to work through it for a year, but the other one you got to have the rest of your life.
They don't know, but they really are suffering too. They just don't know.
It's suffering no matter how you look at it.
Exactly. Now, what are the Bud, Coors,
Coors, or Miller High Life?
Okay. Are these cans or bottles?
Well, Coors, that's Rocky Mountain Panther piss. That stuff will give you this shit. So never get Coors.
Yeah, you don't want.
So it doesn't really matter.
That's some rocky ass.
Now, Bio's question, we'll say they're all cans.
Okay, so I'm leaving Bud behind. I'll drink Coors for the rest of my life, and I'll drink Miller High Life for 1 year. And the only reason I'll do that is I still have a case of 24. Well, I have a case of 24 Coors that I bought, which every year we open up one bottle of. just to see how it's changed. And it's about 7 years old now, and it's still perfectly fine. So I know it will go.
Yeah, chemicals and preservatives.
I'm kind of the same. I'm kind of in agreement with Albino on that. You know.
Yeah, I would actually go with the High Life. Coors, that Coors, man, that just stuff gives me the shits like nobody's business.
I like the Banquet.
I drink Bud
I like
for a
the
year, and I
Banquet.
drink the High Life.
The Banquet's pretty good.
I wouldn't drink any of it.
Eric knows all about the Banquet. He likes the Banquet.
I like the Banquet. The Banquet's pretty good, and
That's hipster beer too, by the way.
Man, that's man.
The Yellow Belly, that's a hipster beer.
Which one's that, Holly?
Rocky Mountain Panther.
Of course.
The Coors Banquet or the Light?
The
Banquet. Okay. Yeah.
I hate Bud. I would leave Bud. I would drink Coors for a year, and I would drink Miller for the rest.
I would go with what Paul has right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But one beer that I actually drank a whole bottle of was MGD. And I actually drank a whole bottle without wanting to throw up or smash anybody with the bottle. So it was very good. The only problem is, to this day, I know other people have rumored this phenomena, but I've actually never seen Coors Genuine Draft on draft ever in Pennsylvania. I was like, okay, so why is it in a bottle?
Because it has to be cold filtered.
Miller Genuine Draft is cold. It's actually the same. Miller Genuine Draft is the same recipe as Miller High Life. They're exactly the same beer.
Different labels. Label out.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll go with Miller forever. Miller forever.
Miller High Life is pasteurized where the Genuine Draft isn't. Other than that, it's the same. Yeah. The ingredients are exactly the same.
Oh, good old Louis Pasteur.
What did you say, Todd?
I would probably take the Bud forever, and I'd probably go with the MGD for a year and drop the Miller Coors, I guess. I don't know. It's the lesser of evil, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, that's how just happened in the last election. Don't mess around with that stuff.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Just open the bottle and drink that today.
You're just picking between crap. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't matter.
All right, what's another number?
6.
8.
I heard 6 first.
69.
Yep.
69. There you go. Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to say that.
I said it first.
Well, what did
the square root of 69 is 8 something? Is that a coincidence?
So which number do we want? 6, 8, 9?
I like 6.
Some shooters. Oh, who cares?
3, 6, 9 to the windows to the
it's your game,
anyway.
Man. We are all just pawns in your plan, RJ.
Yeah, you are the dungeon master.
All right, so number 6. This is kind of interesting. So you are designing a bar. You have 5 taps available. Which beer styles do you place on tap? You don't have to worry about macros because they're already accounted for. So you don't have to worry about your Buds or your Millers or anything like that because you're going to always have those in there anyway.
Just styles, not as...
Yeah, just styles. Because if I said by brands, it would be like all over the place. Like, what 5 styles would you have on the top that you would put in your bar?
Who goes first?
You go first if you want to.
I would do a lager, a pale ale, an IPA, probably like a milk stout, and then maybe I would do a rotating like a saison
or a sour.
Or a sour, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
You just said exactly what I was gonna say.
Boom, 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 boom.
Exactly, Holly. Exactly.
We
all know. We all know.
I think this just became Match.com beer version.
There you go. That's what it is.
We all know liquor licenses can be a little high, but if I was doing that, I would say, I say screw the license. Everyone, bring your 6-pack, whatever. BYOB. Do what you want to do.
That wasn't the question.
You're running the bar. You're not making any money. I'm sure the people like it.
I provide the water and the food.
Come on, Jean-Pierre. You can't answer that way.
That's what.
Well, all right.
That's what I told the kid. That's what I told my kids one time. I provide the water and the food. Shut the hell up and you just rest.
Yeah.
Well,
I would have.
You're not laying on the floor. You're in a bed.
All right. A lager, a pale ale, a stout, an IPA, and probably say a barley wine. I'll probably go with those 5.
Barley wine. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of your harder drinkers.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's all right.
Bud, MGD, and Coors High Life.
your macros already there. You don't have to worry about the macros.
I was just kidding. That's the wrong question, wasn't it? That was the wrong question.
The Desert Island Trio.
Right.
I know. Tell me.
On the island, I wasn't sure.
What would you put in there, Tom?
I'll take Gilligan in there.
You know, I'd have to have one tap for a dry stout. Being of Irish descent, I want one dry stout on tap. I'd have to have an IPA because everybody wants a fucking IPA. I'd have to.
Yeah. I was like the New
Not
England.
just an IPA, a fucking IPA. I think I do one. I think I do a Belgian style in there, a Belgian golden. I think I do, and then I like big ABV stuff. So I think I do an Imperial IPA, an Imperial Stout, or a double IPA and Imperial Stout. However you like to focus it.
We've all kind of said lager once. Everyone has like, if you were going to be specific, I'd probably do like a Rauch beer, a Rauch lager, because I like smoked lagers.
Yeah, those Rauch beers are very good.
Yeah, not heavily smoked, just a light smoked lager.
That
Because it just
beechwood
that smoke
smoke,
just it gives it a
smoke.
little bit more character, but it still retains the sessionability and the drinkability.
Yeah, in fact,
I
I
know
never
two people said lager, and you got your macro, so you have your adjunct lagers. But if you want a true lager, you want a separate tap.
Yeah. I didn't have a lager in my 5. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to look at everybody that would be coming in, right? So you need, like Tom said, you need an IPA. I would probably go a New England style IPA because that seems to be the big shit right now.
The shitty biggie.
Oh yeah, so you're running a trendy joint.
Well, I want money.
He is like the biggest, whitest hipster ever.
Pretentious trendy
So
joint.
you need a New England style IPA. You need, well, I need an Irish stout, just like Tom was saying, because they're usually lower in ABV as well, so people will actually be able to drink more of them. A nice Irish red, because again, people can drink that. Probably a Pilsner for the people that don't like beer at all. And then the last one, I don't know. I could do a sour, but then my whole bar will smell like patchouli. So I don't know.
Well, you've already got 2 beers for people that don't drink, so your bar's already smelling funny.
Yeah. You got 2 for people that don't drink, and one
probably another stout just for me to drink the entire night, just a Russian Imperial stout.
That's not allowed. It's illegal. You can't do that.
Hey, it's only illegal if they catch me.
That's true.
Well, Craig has 5 good. Craig has sour, a Helles, a pale ale, an IPA, and a stout. So that's a pretty good lineup.
So it's pretty much. I mean, we're all pretty much solid as far as the lineup
for
goes.
me, I'd actually have a wheat ale. I'd have probably a sour. I'd have an IPA. I'd have a stout. And the last one might be like a Hefeweizen.
Mm-hmm. I just hate it when I find a new brewery and they're like, "Oh, okay, what do they have?" Well, they have a Pilsner, and they have a lager, and they have a Helles. They're all lagers.
I was to say that we're sitting here and we're all giving our list, and the list that we're giving is basically the list I make fun of when a brewery first opens.
Yeah, exactly. Because they got this, they got that.
I got a pale ale, an IPA, a lager, a Pilsner, and an Irish red. Oh, yay, I really want to go there.
I was like, you go to the menu, and you ask them if they got craft beer. Oh, we got craft beers. Here you go. None of these are fucking craft beers. They're all macros.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen some where their most exciting beer was a red ale. I'm like, you just really gave up before you began, didn't you? You're like, nah.
All right. So from 6, we go to 9.
Yes!
That seems to be a popular number.
That's the number.
All the people watching can draw their own conclusion.
I want 69. You want beef and broccoli?
Nice. That's a nice lead-in right there.
So this gets into craft beer etiquette.
Uh-oh.
Drinking craft beer from the can or bottle, sacrilege or not?
Not.
Yes, it is.
I drink craft beer from a very fancy glass while I massage my testicles.
So to answer this question,
Hey, me too.
bang,
That's
bang.
right.
So wait, I got a question on top of that one. If you're drinking a session ale, do you need to pour it in a glass?
I do.
Why would you drink a
I
session?
don't think it shouldn't matter.
Well, like,
Glass or a bottle, drinking it out of, just drink it.
Well, it does. I mean, the beer reacts differently when you pour it in a glass.
My only thing is I don't get the chance to really get the full flavor and the aromas of the beer. And generally speaking, and I'm just saying this is a personal thing, I end up getting way more gassy if I drink it out of a bottle.
What, you mean like this?
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
You will get more gassy if you suck it out of a bottle.
Oh, what do you say? Ooh, that's kind of
Hey, French lick.
Now, see, this is the thing, though, right? Really, it comes down to who gives a shit. I like
gives a
drinking my
fuck?
shit. I like drinking my shit out of glasses. Sometimes I don't because the glasses are way over there, and I'm just chatting with you guys. I don't fucking care.
Actually, that's the
if
funniest thing.
If somebody wants,
Well, I don't mind walking 15 feet to grab a glass personally.
well, that's fine. That's personally for you. That doesn't mean everybody wants to. I mean, people want to drink out of a can. Let them drink out of the fucking can.
Well,
Let them
that's
whatever
why
they want to do.
you set up your house like I set up mine.
And-
Within arm's reach, you can either get a glass or a weapon,
Yeah.
no matter where.
The question was,
So
is
you're
there a
good.
difference? There is a difference.
I keep glasses behind me and all
bottle,
that.
it's fine.
Well,
I'm not going to criticize you for drinking out of the can or bottle, but there is
And
a
really,
difference. It does taste better when
sacrilege
you
means
can
you're
it.
getting offended by what someone's doing.
Yeah,
You should not be offended by what somebody's doing. There's no sacrilege in it. If he wants to drink out of a bottle, he can drink out of a bottle. If you want to only drink out of a glass, you can only drink out of a glass. It's not sacrilege either way.
I want to drink out of a
Yeah,
shoe.
but I think you're missing the point. I mean, if you prefer it out of the bottle or can, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But the question is it better?
The question wasn't, is it better? The question was, is it sacrilege?
Let's get the lady in here. What's Holly got to say about
Go ahead, Holly.
Oh, well, I don't drink wine out of a bottle, but I will drink beer out of a can.
And Craig says,
wait.
Craig says, respect the craft.
I
Always
have
use a
drank
glass.
wine out of a bottle. So,
And guys, have you noticed?
If you're having a macro, something really cold, drink it out of the bottle. But if you're having a good beer, it makes more sense to actually pour it into a glass because you are going to get
I've had
more
both.
flavors if you pour it into a glass.
I've had both. With a macro, craft beer, whatever it is, I pour it into a glass. Or I'm drinking it out of a bottle. When I'm doing my reviews, I'm drinking it out of a glass, obviously. But most times, like we said, the Old Chub Scotch Ale. I was at a concert a year and a half ago in downtown Mobile, and I had the Scotch Ale. And I stuck it into my chair, and I had out of a can. I thought it was just as good having out of poured into a glass. So I think it's just all depends on your discretion, really.
How you're drinking it, like so.
yeah.
Exactly.
People that want to sit there and enjoy your craft beer, you can't get it all out of a can or a bottle at the time.
I think-
But if you're just drinking
You are going to lose some aromas. You are going to lose some flavors. It is
right,
what
you're going to lose some of that for sure.
But
The
drink it
one
however you want it. I don't
thing
give a-
that most Rhino already kind of pointed this out. Most of these beer topics that people do talk about a lot, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was
Well,
like,
that's the thing. I've seen people.
Well, hell, I've said that
I've
in my
seen people-
videos. Yeah,
I've seen people arguing on Facebook threads over it, so that's why I posed the question.
Oh, absolutely, go for it.
There-
Yeah, I mean,
There should be a part two to that question, though.
And guys, have you noticed a lot of these craft beer breweries are now kind of deciding to put a lot of their stuff in cans, thinking that it's economically feasible to do that in cans and in
but
bottles.
they're
Not all of them, but some.
Yeah, but things used to be in cans. I mean, cans really is basically.
Well, cans are
You don't
superior.
Keep it colder.
Cans are
what
superior.
it
They,
is.
they have a better freshness, the seal.
Yeah.
There's no idea. There's no chance of light,
Sunlight
there's no chance-
and whatnot,
the whole-
right,
They are
For
better.
the brewery to
And
buy them,
it
it's cheaper
is-
for the brewery to ship them. It's cheaper for
Yeah.
you to ship them. It has
Exactly.
a better freshness date. There's no UV
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
The problem is there's two problems with it. One, a perceived cheapness of the article because
Yeah.
there's so many people that only look at a can and go, "Oh man, I get my old Milwaukee in a can. Why am I going to pay $10 for this beer?"
Right.
and two, the
Yeah.
second problem with the can is in Ontario at least, a lot of breweries are moving to the can, which is the same size as the bottle, cheaper for the brewery in all aspects, but the price is the same or it's gone up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a price difference when they market it in a can, and it is economical if you already have a canning system. If it's not economical.
Well, there's mobile canning systems now that will go right to you.
Yeah, well, even mobile canning is expensive. I mean, it is cheaper to bottle than it is to can.
Mm-hmm. But if you have once you set up the canning system, it is cheaper. It is cheaper, yeah, and it's actually better for the guy.
Yeah, it is cheaper.
In Pennsylvania, you don't get paid to recycle. You got to pay people to recycle. So I can take all my bottles and they can go, okay, how much would it be? I got to pay them. But if I take cans to the scrapyard or whatever, then I get paid for that. So it's actually even better economically for you.
Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay.
In Pennsylvania, bottles are all over the road, but a can lasts for about 30 seconds, and then someone grabs it because they can cash it in. You know what I mean? That's one of those things. So it's actually better, just aesthetically for the environment as well, because it makes people recycling them. I like it.
That's very interesting. That's interesting.
Excuse me.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can bring them to the beach too. You can't
All
bring
right.
them.
They're better for camping. They're better for hiking. They're better for anything you're doing where you have to carry them on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Or sneak them into a movie theater.
And don't forget, clean up. Don't forget, clean up after yourself.
You can buy those cozies.
Don't leave any evidence.
Yeah, don't litter.
Don't leave any evidence in the theater.
Hey, you guys,
Thank
is
you.
there any beer in a box? Like a sippy cup, like they do with
It's
wine?
my beer in a box. What?
A beer. Well, somebody ought to come up with
I don't know.
There is and there isn't. Like there are you can get the cardboard kegs from some breweries up here. It's a special PET keg, and it's a weird little thing. It looks like wine in a box, but for the actual wine in a box thing that people talk about, they always, like, every April Fool's it comes up. Oh, look, beer in a box. But none of those bags that are inside them, none of the bladders can actually stand the pressure of carbonation yet.
Right.
So is it going to happen? Probably.
Neither one of those Kevlar things that they put in the F1 car racetrack in their gas tanks. Well, over here, there's a brewery that does carry-out pints, and they give it to you in this fold up Chinese court takeout thing with a little straw that pops out of it. You can just take it with you. They're like, okay, there you go.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and they're like, well, it's supposed to be designed for the local consumer who walks to the bar. And I'm like, yeah, how do you prove they're walking anywhere? Sorry guys. Like, I can see a flaw there. But
speaking about breweries, while I'm thinking about it, so we had a piece we were talking about one of our groups this week, and this is something that Tom probably sees as he works with the brewery, probably albino too. You people going to breweries, stop stealing the damn glassware. Stop taking it home with you.
Yeah, that's an issue.
You're costing breweries money. They're having to go back out and buy new stuff. If you're buying craft beer, chances are you can afford the glassware.
Yeah.
If you can't afford the glassware, you probably shouldn't be
stealing
buying
glasses is bad form. It's a chicken shit move. Don't steal. I mean, I collect glasses. I always ask when I go to someplace, do you sell these glasses? Now,
I always buy them, yeah.
Because buy them or offer to buy them.
I have had several places offer me a free glass because of what I do, but I never steal glassware. That's just chicken shit. It's in bad form.
Now, I've never stolen glassware myself, but I do have a glass. Well, I have several glasses because he gave me a whole box of them over on the other side of the basement that at the bottom is printed, I stole this glass from Black Oak Brewing.
That's nice. But that gives it a story. That gives it a little bit of heritage. It's nice.
Yeah.
The highwayman of glassware was here.
But we have one brewery here. They've had to replace like thousands of glasses. And you end up hurting the brewer. And guess what? Guess who the brewer has to hurt to get their money back? They got to take it out on the customers that actually come in on what they have to charge for it. So you're actually hurting the people you're drinking.
You can actually write a lot of it off in taxes, losses, merchandise, things that you have to buy for the brewery. But at the same time, there is a small percentage of loss to the brewery.
But there's a limit.
I don't think it's that small of a loss to the brewery.
It's not really. I know a couple of guys that you get hit and. Depending on your brewery, the smaller ones, they really get hit if they're like kind of the nanos and stuff like that. And it's just a dick move. It's a dick move.
To...
And for the employees, like there was one of the people commented, the employee's like, well, I didn't see anything. Well, you're not helping either. You're just screwing your employer over.
We all go to red Solo cups now. That's it.
Yeah.
Didn't Kenny Chesney did a song about the red cups?
No, that's
Toby Keith.
Toby Keith. Sorry, Toby Keith.
You were late getting here, John. You were late.
You mixed up your rednecks. You mixed up your rednecks, man. I get we probably all look the same to you.
I think John's blushing, but you can't tell.
What guy wearing a cowboy hat?
Oh, we take it all around.
There's a time to go there.
Oh, I think we lost a viewer. So, anyway.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Rod, that was your thumbs down.
Yeah, there you go.
That was probably on me.
No, the big joke is like
whenever you crack any jokes, you're always going to offend somebody. So
if you lose a viewer over,
hey, I thumbs down that one and jumped off here too.
Yeah.
If you lose a viewer because of a joke, you shouldn't be watching anyway.
Probably not.
Go watch Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Get off the internet and go watch Sesame Street. You know?
Yeah, quit being a pain.
The question is there actually somebody watching?
Yeah, there's people watching.
You'd be surprised how many masochists there are out in the world.
I know. I was only kidding.
That's why I have so many GIMP suits.
GIMP suit.
Bring
out the GIMP.
Hey, quick question, everybody. And before we get on, quick question: how important are these beer festivals in your respective cities when you have them, and then you get to meet the brewery, the brewer, or the brew chef, whatever that is, and talk with them, see what people want? How important are these beer festivals in your communities?
Well, I'll tell you, there's this really important beer festival on May 27th.
Really shitty
one. It's called the Albino Rhino Beer Festival. It's the most important beer festival I've ever seen.
I knew the plug was coming when John was asking the question.
Definitely the most fun beer festival I've ever been at, and the most drunk I've ever got.
No, they're pretty important. I mean, Cincinnati is huge because a lot of exposure the breweries actually get, not just for Cincinnati, but from around the area. I mean, so we've got a great
out-of-towners who come in, who are visiting the city.
Well, it's like we have stuff here. Like I see on Tom's videos, Todd, when he talks about stuff, they get beers from out of this region. John sharing all of them, and it's like these beer fests have gotten that exposure. And people are getting those beers out there.
Videos from beer fests. I mean, as far as albino rhinos, yeah. I mean, I was joking earlier, but these are great. They are great for craft beer. If I had a passport rhino, I'd get up to your neck of the woods.
They would let you
remember, my beer festival is all for charity. My money goes right to the Ronald McDonald House.
That is awesome. That's a great charity, sir.
And the ones we do in Cincinnati,
what do you do?
Music groups or whatever.
That's the way all our local festivals are. They go to charity of some sort.
Yeah.
Well, in Pennsylvania, it's a little bit different, and if it wasn't for rhinos, I probably wouldn't go to Beer Fest because I cannot stand loud noises, crowds. I can't do it. But I just hate humans. And the problem is around here, it's not $20 to get in. It's like $120 to get into a beer fest, and then it sells out in a day anyway. And then you're like, okay, well then we gave it a go. It was one of those kind of things, and sometimes you get there and it was like, oh, Warsteiner's here. I paid $120 to drink Warsteiner. Like what is happening? You know what I mean? It doesn't measure up.
Well, I mean that's like the Toronto Festival of Beer. It's Ontario's biggest beer festival. There's 400,000 people that go through it over the weekend, and you're paying $80 to get in, $20 to park if you park there. You're paying $3 to $6 a sample. Your food is all expensive. It's in Toronto, so you're probably getting a hotel. So it's over $100 easy. And they have an entire section that's all macro. Like Moosehead is there, like Molson, Labatt, like Sleeman's there, Warsteiner, everybody's there. And you're like, why am I here? And then they have the band, so all the drunken idiots are there, and just like
you're paying to get in, and you got to pay for your samples.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? In Canada, well, at least in Ontario, you cannot give away free alcohol, so you can't sell an all-inclusive ticket.
Oh, wow, that's okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I would never do that. No, that's nuts.
Well, that's why I usually volunteer at the one in Cincinnati, because I get to drink for free, get food given to me for free, and I can walk around and not wait in lines. I just got to pour beer once in a while.
Keep ass.
There have been moments where, like, for some reason I handed them my cup and they fill it and they give it back to me and they didn't ask for my ticket. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we're known for doing that sometimes too. Not asking for
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, we get those around here also.
Once you give them the first one, they
Nothing
go,
wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. But
Well, the one here in Cincinnati, they encourage you to drink. So guess what? People are going to forget taking tickets at some point.
well, the other thing is, it's
drinking
like,
too.
hey, we brought this shit here and it's heavy. We don't want to bring it back home. Drink all this shit.
Yeah, at the end of the night, you get a ton for free.
Well,
Yeah,
Todd was
I've
talking about
had
coming
that
to what we're
happen,
doing
yeah.
in September, and it's like you go around and you do these things, and it's like when you volunteer and you do it and you pour. Which Todd, if you would have come up and be a volunteer or something, let me know. But at the end of the thing, it's kind of like you're drunk. We're sending you home. Okay, that's my penalty. All right, I'm out. So you have nothing to lose.
no, I want to work 4 hours. Damn it.
Yeah.
Or if you're beer,
No,
it's a good hammer, and it's a win-win.
Like here, I'm not. I'm the responsible name on the liquor license, so I'm not allowed to have a drop of beer at all. But what I basically do is I wait till the liquor inspector has come and gone, and then I start having my beer.
You want to announce that on YouTube?
I'm pretty
like
sure
that.
not
This isn't Albano. This is
Albano is a very respectable
The
individual.
one,
He runs a
one
clean
I'm
fest.
trying to remember was the long bloody trip to your chugged.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
No, that was the Whiteout Savant. Kyle from Cameron's brought me an entire pint glass of it, gave it to me right at the end of the night because Mike was there most of the night, so I hadn't drank the entire festival. I took a sip and I'm like, oh, this is good. And he starts talking to me about it and the whole thing's gone. He's like, oh, yeah, thanks, bye, gotta go.
See ya. Hey. Things to do, people to see, gotta go.
You know what the funny whole thing about this is? The person that asked the question just got up in his chair and disappeared. I'm like, dude, you asked this question and then you freaking disappeared.
Whoever you are, you're a kid. You piss ant.
Hey, is that can of hairspray still there?
Huh?
Oh, it's gone. Never mind. I saw the yellow DVD on his shelf, and I thought it was that can of hairspray again.
Oh, yeah, that's the hairspray.
Gotcha. So
I'm like, what is in that can? So what question? What number this time?
10.
10. What is the best beer you've had over the last week?
Bud Ice.
Oh, that PBR, dude.
You went to a house of fire for Bud Ice.
I did.
MGD.
That railroading was worth it.
In the last week?
In the last week, what was the best beer you've had over the last week? What did you say, Holly?
Kiwi
I
IPA.
said that PBR, dude. Of course.
The Kiwi. Oh, Albino, that looks pretty good.
Kiwi IPA from Brimstone.
Hey, I went to Vegas and had Sin City beer, you guys.
So you were in Vegas on that one. I didn't know if you were there. It was the name of the brewery. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a brewery there, but I hate to say, now that I'm this craft beer snob, the beers kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens.
Oh, well.
I drank so much.
It happens.
I drink so much on first shift. Now I can't remember what I drank this week.
Yeah, you drank a lot last night and you fell asleep, sir.
Well, for a little bit, I woke back up.
Hey,
Mine would be
that picture is one of the pictures in the passed out folder.
Good.
You like the guy that falls asleep in the club? Like, don't fall asleep in the club.
What's a club? Was there humans there?
Yeah, there's humans. I know you don't know where
I don't
humans
go
are.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I hear
He'd hate the festivals here in San Diego then. He'd really hate it.
Yeah. When I think about
when
I think about club, I think about what you get your food with, your dates with. That's a club.
Caveman. He's a caveman.
Yeah, I have the big.
Or an NFL player.
Yeah, either or. Shit. I just had, I don't know, has anybody else had Older Viscosity from Port Brewing Company? Their bourbon barrel aged version?
No, is it pretty good?
It's really good, but it's so dark fruit forward that you swear it's like Pinot or port wine. And when it said bourbon, I'm like, really? God, I can't. There's so much dark fruit, you can't really pull the bourbon out of it. That was a good beer. And I'd had the cognac barrel-aged Scotch Silly from Brasserie des Silly. I'm pretty sure it might not be pronounced silly, but it looks like it. So
it's a very nice beer, yeah.
yeah, so I had those 2 beers. They were pretty damn fine.
I think for me over the last week, which is actually kind of surprising because I'm usually more of an ale guy, has been the toasted lager from Blue Point Brewing.
Yeah, up in Long Island. Yeah, I did a review of those. That's a good beer.
Lager. Yeah.
I mean, I had a bunch of KBSs this week, but
For me,
I was gonna say I had
I would
this.
have been in if I had my KBS probably, but I haven't had it yet.
recently I had the Rhinegeist
It's only,
Knowledge Imperial IPA. That thing was gorgeous.
Everybody is loving the knowledge, and believe it or not, I have not had that here yet. That's what I need.
What IPA is that, Tom?
The Rhinegeist Knowledge Imperial IPA.
It's one of our Cincinnati breweries.
and I've never had a Rhinegeist beer yet.
I've not seen that one either.
Well, they're out of Cincinnati. They're out of Cincinnati
Latitude
here.
33.
Huh?
I heard of Latitude 33.
I've heard of them, but I can't get them here.
That's an IPA I had. I forgot about that. That was Mango Vesa. It was really good.
Wait a minute. You're going to say one of your best beers was an IPA this last week? Miss,
Dude.
I'm just learning how to get hoppy. I like that the IPAs are growing on you. That's good.
If you saw my friends, I mean, compared to them, a complete utter hophead right here. They don't even get me started.
I had a really interesting one from Dewclaw called Obol, O-B-O-L. I think there might be like, something with a Latin symbols, but it was an oat barley wine kind of. It was an oat wine.
That sounds interesting.
An oat wine style ale. And that was really dark and fruity.
Wow, that sounds very
plums
interesting.
and prunes, brown sugar, molasses, toffee, fruitcake. It was like such a change because I had like 5 IPAs in a row and then I had that. And I'm like, whoa, that's a kicker. Because it just takes you to that other side of the palate you haven't been using when you drink all these IPAs. It has a dark richness to it. Yeah. I had the Waldo Special Ale from Lagunitas just recently, and that's a very good beer too.
Is that good? I want to try that one.
It's definitely not as crazy as people try to make it out to be. And I don't remember smelling. The Waldo.
Yeah, a lot of
Special
people
Ale.
seem to be going crazy over the Waldos.
It's 11.9.
That's a solid beer, though.
Yeah, it's a
I
solid beer.
watched. You guys know All Things 510 or whatever. He reviewed it. I watched his review of that one. He liked it.
I got so many reviews on this phone I got to put up online still.
Yeah, I got my queue as well. It's like crazy.
I'm going back to work.
I think mine is probably. Since today's only Thursday, mine's probably KBS that I drank with you guys last Saturday.
Yeah,
you had a few KBS, didn't you, as well? You said you had a couple of them.
I just had one, but I had a bunch of other stuff. I don't really remember a whole lot after that.
Every time you finished a beer,
after the KBS, it went dark.
Every time he was gonna finish a beer,
big double chocolate stout I had, it went dark.
Yeah. Did you have that double liquid fudge yet? One of you had the double liquid fudge, and you didn't try it yet?
That was
Are we still talking about beer?
KBS and something else? And I remember after that, I was done.
Well, we were talking for a while, and then every time you were gonna like hang up, I opened up the beer, and he was like, "Well, I guess we'll just do it again." Because I'm like, I'm just gonna keep drinking. I don't know if you know this, but I can be all. I don't.
You can ask Tom. That's what I'll do. As long as you keep popping one, I'll usually hang out until you're done.
Yeah, and I don't get done unless I fall asleep. So other than that, we're pretty.
Craig said he actually hasn't. Craig has been sick. I don't know if you know that from Camp Beer Reviews. So he said none, but he said the mother-in-law is down tomorrow, so that will change.
Yeah. Actually, the funny thing is on third shift, I rarely drink, and I never drink on hangouts because hangouts happen at night, and I'm always on work. So I rarely drink on third shift, but on first shift, I'm a lush. I found out.
Yeah,
it's like constant. It's like there's nothing to do. Beer. You know what I mean?
Well, you and Jake do like at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Most of my reviews are at 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning. Well, maybe like get the girls to school, blah blah blah. About 8:20. 8:20, I usually pop a beer open and review it.
What do you do?
If you're working a third shift, that's okay. But if you're
I'm an electrical mechanical maintenance technician. So I'm a underpaid maintenance guy for right now. So we'll see. We'll go back to work on Monday, Chad. So we'll see how everything turns out.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right.
You need to work on those earlier reviews because Jay's like popping them open at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, you and Jay could be doing more with the burp.
I could try to do. I reach back. Hey, kids, hold this. I'm gonna do a driving to school review. Okay, we're gonna.
There you go.
You got the phone. You got the phone in your hands.
What do you kids
You're
have to hold
drinking the
this
beer, and then you got the kids. Daddy, what are you doing?
No, my
That would go viral so fast you wouldn't even know what to do.
My kid would yell, "Daddy, what kind of hops are in this one?" Because she knows that, like she knows all that stuff. There's been so many times I come around the room and she's like, "Oh," like they eat the foam. They don't drink the beer, but they eat the foam. They're like, "Oh, it's all hoppy and bitter." I'm like, "Get out of here, you weirdo!"
Well, since you brought up
Hoppity hop 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 hop.
question number 8: do you have a favorite hop?
Amarillo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Cascade.
I was just gonna say Amarillo.
I've done
Cascade.
Love the
Amarillo
Amarillo.
IPAs.
The
Well,
other one,
Cascade's a very
the other
good
one would be
founded.
the underrated Crystal hop. If I had to pick two, it's Amarillo and the Crystal.
I'd go Amarillo and Citra.
I've played with El
like
Dorado and
Citra.
Belma, and both of those are super fruity and juicy and melony. I like those. But if I just had to go to a mainstay all the time, I've used Amarillo so much. I really like the blood orange it gives a lot, and that's probably my hop of choice. But there's so many hops out there now, and you can't even say half the hops. AF159.
Yeah, some are just codes.
Yeah.
When I first started home brewing back in the mid '90s, the first hop I used was the Crystal. That's before everybody was doing these crazy, freaking 100 hop beers. I think the Crystal's an underused hop. It's great for aroma. It doesn't give you a whole lot of bittering, but it adds a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick two, I'd take the Amarillo and the Crystal.
One of the weirdest beers that I did, hoppy beers, I did a homebrew of it's basically a puralized alt beer, and it was called Magnum Opus, and I used a shit ton of Magnum, all the German hops. It was a little Tettnanger. It was like 30 minutes Tettnanger, and I did 60 at the German Northern Brewer, and then I slammed all the Magnum on top of it, and it was actually like pretty good, even though it was like really earthy and floral and vegetal and all these stuff, but it worked really well.
Yeah.
And I made a big German imperial flag on it and stuff like that, from like the old the 1800s, the old 1800s thing and stuff. And DJ has it. DJ from DJ's Beer Review. You even see it in some of his reviews in the back now and again. Because he did all my homebrews. He reviewed all my homebrews.
Did he really?
On my channel, on his channel, he reviewed them. And he didn't hate them. And I'm like, that's you bastard. I'm supposed to piss on him.
Yeah, I like Citra. I like Centennial. But I like that. I've used Amarillo. I like that one as well.
He gave my Imperial Stout, the brandy barrel aged Imperial Stout that I made, a 9.5 out of 10. I was like, you have no idea what you're doing, do you? You have no idea. You're like, wow, that is. I was like, it's an 8. It's like, it's okay. It's garbage.
So you could get a bottle of that to Simon. He would have stoned the crows with it.
Yeah, stone the crows. I'll put some razor blades in there. You can choke on them.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
How do you not
I don't know. I don't know if you know the whole thing between.
I do not.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah,
I wouldn't let into it.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't personally have anything positive or negative about the guy, but a lot of people do because he's of things and whatnot, etc. Ask Lee Russell all about it; he'll tell you.
Well,
Yeah. Lee holds grudges like they're like super glued handles to his hands where he can't let go. It's pretty awesome. So you have to check out Lee.
Yeah, I'm aware.
there is the craft beer drama.
I'm fully aware. I don't even know what I did to the dude, but he took a disliking to me. I have no idea what I did.
Lee is like me.
But he's got his panties clear up his crack.
Yeah, Lee is like me. He absolutely loathes human beings. Just like, but I'm a lot nicer.
Hell, I thought we were friends. All of a sudden, he just took a disliking to me. I have no idea why.
Well, that means you are friends. As long as he doesn't like you, you're a friend. If he's nice, then watch out.
His panties clear up his crack. That dude, I don't know what his issue is, but wow.
Oh, believe me, I know for a fact he does not wear panties. I know for a fact. It's pretty fancy.
He's got something. I don't know if he's got a hamster up his keister, but he's got some issues.
We took that out.
And we
So
never know
it's a
where the
little bit.
show's
I
going to
don't
go.
know, man. I mean, he clearly has a hard on to me. I have no idea why.
If you
You
can't-
don't even want to know Holly right now.
If you
I
can't,
do. I'm a girl. I want to know.
I
If
have
you
no
can't- if
idea
you-
what I did to piss this jackass off, but he has
hey, I like the guy. He's a good friend. He's a good guy.
But
He's all right.
Craig-
He's touchy.
I
guess.
would like to know what I did to piss him off because I thought we were friends. All of a sudden, he started saying bad shit about me. I'd like to know why.
You have to send him a message.
Yeah, be like, what's up?
Yeah, actually, I did. I sent him a person. I asked him why. I sent him a message straight to him. I asked him not straight to his face because I can't look at it, but I sent him a message personally. Asked him why. He declined to answer. I mean, this guy is a candy ass of the first degree.
Who?
I mean, he had opportunity to face me face to face, and he denied. So I mean, he's a fucking pussy.
He goes pretty all out when he really doesn't like someone. So obviously he doesn't dislike you that much because
Who y'all talking about?
Lee Russell, the king of BeerTube, and yeah, he's I don't know, he's a pretty good guy. I like him a lot, but because we do a couple things together. But yeah, he does it. There's a couple people on YouTube he doesn't like. Dr. Dave is not a big fan of Dr. Dave. Just saying.
Oh yeah, here we go.
He's
Here we go.
not a fan of Chris, is he?
No, Chris, absolutely not a fan. And Dr. Dave and Simon Martin. Other than that, I don't know anybody he's really, really too uptight about.
Yeah.
Those are the three, the
I
trifecta.
truthfully though, I don't know. Like I said, I thought I had a good relationship with the guy. All of a sudden, he started taking shots at me for some reason. I just would like to know why he did it.
Well, he used to be a big time beer reviewer. He just didn't. He's like didn't like the way a lot of the people, the new coming people, and the way it was going. So he just stopped doing beer reviews. He does whiskey reviews now and again, but
yeah.
He does the movie stuff though.
I did the movie stuff. I used to do the movie stuff with him more often, but him and Daniel do it most of the time.
Well, Craig says he likes Columbus, Citra, and Mosaic. That's his favorite hops.
Nice.
My least favorite hops are some of the Belgian ones. Do you ever have some of the Belgian ones that basically like you just ate the side of a hedgerow? It's like weedy, nasty, like I cannot get that out of my mouth. That is, it's I hate those things. It's just skunk weed in my mouth, and I'm not happy about it.
I'm a big fan of Nelson Sauvin. I'm a big fan of Belma. I love Belma hops.
Belma, yep.
Sauvin's a nice hop in certain beers.
Actually, you know what's a really fun hop, but they don't use it very much, but it is nice when they do, is lemon drop.
Have you ever used a Medusa hop?
Medusa!
Yeah, the lemon drop. Yeah, I agree, Paul. The lemon drop's nice in specific beers. You get those the sweet lemon and lemongrass flavors. Yeah.
Like a lemon drop would be great for like a pilsner. Just like
it gives you more of an herbal lemon than a straight lemon. Yeah, you get more kind of a lemongrass kind of feel with the lemon drop. Yeah,
but it's not too herbal.
I think that's kind of like the fun thing when you're like making beers. Like we did those FABQs, and like the people that actually have brewed before, kind of. You're in there. When you do that, you're getting more of a chance to actually learn more about the process. And you're getting a chance to enjoy a lot more of this. I think when you're talking about, like, you want to get involved as you can. So when you're talking about beers, I think those that actually brew have a different level of understanding because they've actually smelled the hops, they've worked with the malts, they've done all these different things with it. That some people that haven't done that don't get the chance to see.
Yeah, I mean, like most of the people don't even know what the hop smells like before they put it in the brew. It's like it's a whole different thing too. You really get a sense of how crazy, like German.
Yeah,
Merkel,
people really should go out
smell.
to a homebrew store if they never have before. Go to a homebrew store and buy a bunch of just 1 ounce bags of different hops and just chew on it.
Yeah, make a hop tea. Make hop tea.
No, hop tea's not as good as chewing on it.
Yeah, actually, I've done that, but that's some great suggestions.
Yeah, because you would have learned about those different flavors and learn those different things in there. So
I've eaten some of the grains out of that stuff when it's done. Just the grains, just cut.
Yeah, but a lot of times you take the grains and you put them in the little bricks and you put them in your oven for a little bit and you make little granola bars out of them. You can eat them.
The spent grains,
Yeah, I feed them to the chickens, so the chickens get So they get.
Well, that's like when one of the companies that sent me granola out of Texas. They use grains in their bars like that, so it's kind of
I mean nothing goes to waste. You can use everything you're using.
Yeah.
All right, guys, my bottle water's empty, so I'm out of here. I gotta pee.
Okay.
That's a good reason to go, Holly.
Yeah.
So it's like a tattoo session. You're there as long as you can sit through it. But once you gotta get up, you get tattooed all day until you get up, and then you're done.
That's right.
Mhm.
All right, gentlemen.
Could just be,
Love ya.
Holly.
could just be in the
All right,
bottle of the
Holly.
East Coast IPA.
Boo-doo-doo.
Could have just
I just
made
pee
the
in this
bottle
thing.
and made her New England style IPA.
What about it?
So she could have just peed in the bottle and made it a New England style IPA.
Yeah. Yep. As Tom
They would have
said, it looks like I just pissed and came at the same time.
That's
Boof,
exactly,
there it is.
that's what I
Well,
said
see,
earlier. It's like you just
She could
I
have
don't
been
know,
like
but at
Paul and
the
just
same
took,
time.
she could have been like Paul and just took her camera with her.
Yeah, that's I just piss on camera. That's what I would be fully erect at that moment. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, he was pissing out his front door last night.
Yeah. Yes, I was. Just right off the porch. Feel that air.
All right.
And then the mosquito landed on it, and that was not fun.
So here's a question, which I already know what Tom's answer is going to be, probably. Well, definitely.
Well, do you really?
I'm pretty sure. I've seen Tom rant enough about it.
Fairly sure.
But are beer ratings overrated?
Yeah.
It's beer. The word, did you say ratings? Overrated?
Beer ratings, are they overrated?
Yeah, don't worry,
I mean,
Paul. I heard something else
handful
too.
of beer reviewers out there that do an accurate beer rating. Most of them do not have.
I am not one of those people.
You have to have a strict criteria. If you do not, you're pulling those numbers straight out of your ass. Almost everybody that says, "Oh, I give it an 8," well, tell me why you took off 2 points. If they can't tell me why they took off those 2 points, they pull those numbers out their ass. I don't like beer ratings. I don't give them. I think it's asinine. Let's just enjoy the damn beer, can we? And there's my rant. I'm done.
Well, you have to understand, like, too,
How do you
like
really
when
feel,
I give a rating, it's my personal enjoyment of that specific beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so scientific. I hate the BCJP with the blowjobs and cunt punching. Yeah, blowjobs and cunt punching.
Yeah, those guys.
That's why I say blowjobs and cunt punches. It's easier if I try to think of the actual letters. I fuck it up. But yeah, it's like I don't really care about that too much because I can find a beer that is specifically perfectly to style, and it'll make me throw up as soon as I drink it. I'm like, well, that's a 0. I hate it. Like it's like I can't drink it. Like I was like, oh, this beer is so great. Yeah, it was great. You know, it's like, well, I'm sorry.
I mean, I was supposed to be in Toronto tonight judging at the Ontario Brewing Awards, but I don't go because I just get pissed off by how stupid some of the awards are. Like when a few years back when Muskoka, they took their cream ale and they wanted to prove that judges are idiots. So they took their Muskoka cream ale and they put it in the pale ale category. They won the pale ale category, and they won the pale ale category with such a score that they also won best beer of the night.
There you go. There you go. And but they really enjoyed it, but it wasn't to style. There you go. Well, it's like, well, I've always heard Bud Light this year won a gold medals, and someone was having a talk, and I probably was Jay or something, but it was basically something about this has won a gold medal, and then this Imperial Stout won a gold medal, so they're equally good beers. I'm like,
No,
you did that
moron.
thing again. He does that thing where he says, "Oh well, they're both gold medals, so they're equally good beers." No, like
No,
when he
it's
said
not.
when he
And
said
then
her.
some people like to equate popular to good. Well, if this is the most popular style. Well, McDonald's is the most popular hamburger. Doesn't mean it's a good one.
When you go to the American, when you go
Just
to the
because
American,
a lot of people buy PBR doesn't make it a good beer.
when
man.
you go
Because
to
a lot of
an
people buy the Big
American
Mac
Beer
doesn't mean
Awards,
it's a
things
quality
like
hamburger.
you're basically like you guys
That's a
were saying
very ignorant
that
statement.
when you guys were saying about the desert island thing. When you
Right.
go to a light macro lager category in the BJCP or whatever, the beer fest, there's only macro beers in it, so one of them is going to win. It doesn't fucking matter.
I was actually at a Ontario Beer Awards where I was a judge, and I had an argument with the 4 other judges. We were actually doing the lager category, and I knew exactly what beers were what just by tasting them. And they're all, because they knew as well, they were all voting the craft beer as the winner. And I'm like, look, guys, I'd love to vote them too, but you guys are fucking being idiots right now. If we follow these rules like we're supposed to, it should be one of the macro beers. This guy has too much hop flavor to be an actual winner in this category.
An actual session lager, a lager, because sometimes people really fuck up a lager style by adding too much shit to it.
Yeah.
You don't really get a quintessential session perfect lager out of craft beers a lot of times.
I think another thing with beer ratings,
I don't know. I don't agree with that actually.
They do. Well, if you throw too much hops in it, you automatically took it away.
Well, if you compare it to what's done now, but if you compare it to traditionally what they were, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. Fellows, I'm going to shut it down. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
All right, Albano.
Have a good one, John. You look tired,
yay.
buddy. I don't know if you're tired or drunk.
I've had that it's been that kind of week for me. So.
Take it easy, man.
PA, everyone on the panel, Rajay, y'all have a good evening.
See you, John.
What the hell is that?
I'm not sure.
It's chaos.
He's still there.
He's still there.
Somebody tell John he's still on the air.
Is he sleeping?
He's
I think
shutting
he
it
passed
down.
out in front of the
And they're both right on the keyboard.
He turned off the mic, but I think he
Drop the mic.
Where is my screen chopper?
damn, I feel sorry for the guy. Oh my gosh.
Should I eject him? Is he asleep?
If you eject him, you
I think he thinks he's off
He's
the air, but
frozen.
he's still on.
No, the problem is if you eject him, then
you've blocked him at the same time.
You blocked him at the same time. Yeah, so it's better if you just.
I'll just beat him.
You can hide him from view.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, he got out
Poor guy.
before I could do it.
I'm trying to get a snap. I came in like,
He
is that a
passed
snoring
out here.
noise? I didn't know you guys were making a noise if somebody fell asleep. Well, now I know.
I was looking for the screen capture on this.
The best time I remember is Rhino and I were on the chat and doing the thing with John, and John fell asleep, and he was like, oh, like that, like all like mouth open, the whole thing. And the best thing is he was snoring so loudly that when he did it, his face came up on the big screen, and I'm like, oh, it's so good. Like we were laughing our asses off because every time he snored, he came up. It's like,
you know how many times Greg has fallen asleep on camera without remembering to turn his camera off?
Well, yeah, I can only imagine.
It's happened to me once. I won't deny it. I did fall asleep on one of my own podcasts. Just boom.
I fell asleep on ones at least.
Well, you got to remember too, right? Like I get about 2.5 to 4 hours of sleep a day, and that's it. And it just happened. It was one of those days the beer got to me, and I was gone. I was only gone for about 2 minutes, but it was long enough for Lee and Nick and everybody else to take as many snapshots as they could. And
no, that's not nice.
It's perfect. It's yeah, I know, but we do it.
Beer 30 said he just got off work. He gives this live show an 8 out of 10. LOL.
I see. There you go. That's an accurate score.
With your comment about beer ratings is, I mean, the way a lot of brewers take some of the beer ratings, like they'll go on to rate beer and Beer Advocate and Untapped and all that, and they'll get angry at a horrible review. And I'll talk to some of them, and I'm like, why are you even reading this shit? Like, half these people are idiots. Like, my buddy Ed, who runs 5 Paddles, he got angry at one review because a guy said his stout was too stouty. I'm like, obviously the guy's a fucking moron. Why are you even caring what he's saying?
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, like, I unless there's a giant flaw, this beer was already tested. It was already approved by the brewery. The thing is, so what I'm gonna say technically has no affront to the actual brewer. Like it doesn't. He's not gonna change anything because I said this or I said that. But maybe if someone did watch the review, they're like, well, apparently that's really, really weedy, and I don't like that, so I'm not gonna drink it. Well, that's fine. That's all I'm here to tell you. It's like how I liked it and what's in the beer.
Well, that's the thing, right?
I just always wonder why people get on sites like Beer Advocate and rate beer before buying a beer. I mean, you know, if you're a craft beer guy, I'd like to think you have some kind of intelligence. Decide for yourself. Talk to the beer guy if you need to. But I never check anybody's fucking website. If you got to get on, you know, beer advocate or rate beer to decide if you're going to buy a beer. You don't have any testicles.
And I don't. And then I don't watch anyone else's reviews before I try the beer myself because I don't want to get swayed.
No.
Well,
A lot of people do.
I'll watch them afterwards to go out and find out what they
you got to watch it afterwards. But right now, there's a lot of people who are rating these double IPAs that come in these little shiny cans that they stood in line for. They're rating them because they're rare or hype. They're not rating them because they're good. This is totally a 9.5 out of a million because of this. Because why? Because it's rare. And that's not a rating.
Yeah.
That's not a reason to rate a beer.
They're just bragging because they have the beer.
I have it. You don't. It. So it's like a turn.
Here, look what I got. Look at me. I'm special.
Well, that's like why I did, one of the videos about the beer rating, because people are just giving what they're saying. But a lot of times, like Tom said, and what I said in the video, if you don't know their structure, you don't know what the hell their meaning actually does. If they're not telling you what they're looking at, is it because of the appearance, is it the aroma, is it the taste, is it not falling to the style, whatever it may be. They're just doing a shot in the dark. At the end of the video, they say, well, I rate this, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't tell you anything about the beer.
Shut the fuck up.
My entire rating system is basically, would I buy the beer again or not?
Right.
Right. No, that's what I say in my videos exactly.
Yeah.
Is it buy it or not? That's exactly what I say.
If I think it's like, if I give it a low rating, saying, you know what, I never want to drink this again, this is what I'll give it. But it was really good stylistically. I'll say, if you like the style stylistically, I would have put it here. It might be an award-winning beer in the style, but for me, it's just not there.
It's just not there. Yeah, that's the thing. My only problem with some reviewers is they're like, oh, well, you give the beer a 5 out of 10. That on my scale, a 5 out of 10 comes up to be a 76 out of 100. I'm like, no, it's a 50 out of 100. That's how math works, right? You just oh no, it says this. I'm like, if I say it's a 5 out of 10, that means it's a 50 out of 100 or 2.5 out of 5. It doesn't change just because the grade gets smaller or bigger. It's a 5 out of 10.
It's 5 out of 10. It's halfway.
How do you fuck that up? Like, oh, well, that's a 68.3. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a 50.
It's like,
I'm not sure how you get the
road type beer. It's right. It doesn't sit. It doesn't go to your scale from the middle of the road to the top.
Well, the funny thing is, some people, they're like, well, if it's below a 60, that means it's garbage. I'm like, no, it means it's good. It's just a little bit above average.
Oh, I've had people.
Like if somebody said they give it a thing and it's like 3.87. Like, really? What's the 7 for? What's the 8 for?
Exactly. Yeah, I want to know exactly where you took off those points. If you're gonna, show me exactly. I want to see your
don't watch any of the videos with radar or key in them.
Okay, I want to see exactly where the Russian judge took those points off.
No, that's always the Finnish judge, dude. It's not the Russians. You don't get bombed. Calm down. It's the Finnish. 3.11596.
Where did the Romanian judge take off those points? How do we get?
Someone threw pie in there. Yep.
I'll drink a beer like say I don't know, some MGD. It's drinkable. I'll drink it and I'll say, you know what, it's a 5 out of 10. It's middle of the road for me. It's middle of the road. I have nothing against it. I just don't care to drink it. People come, what are you doing? You're giving that a garbage rating. I'll go, no, I'm giving it the mediocre rating, the meh. It's right in the middle. There's things a lot worse than it, and there's things a lot better than it.
I always throw Yingling Lager at a 5. It's not good. It's not bad. It's there. It's always going to be there. It always is the same thing, and there
it's kind of like a French saison.
It's like a French wild ale, but in America. Exactly. The whole deal. But like, if something is solid, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a solid beer. It's nothing wrong with it. Nothing good. Nothing amazing. Nothing bad. But it's definitely solid. Super fucking drinkable. And it's just nothing special. Go for it. I think everyone will like it. 7.5. There you go. And then I always say all the time, though, like, this is my personal scale of my enjoyment of this beer. I say that all the time. So people know.
Well, I've had to start saying it because, people get all uppity.
Nobody really gets uppity on my ass about anything.
If you were ever on the Facebook site, you can see the trolls of the week. I get some great ones.
I stay off Facebook as if I can. I try to because of that.
Yeah, I'll post the troll of the week comment on the Facebook page just for shits and giggles. But a lot of times it's just things I just shake my head at. Like the biggest one is about my blindness. It's always, why don't you eat the can? I'm trying to read it, fucker. Get glasses.
I messed up, man.
Oh, we make fun of Ryan all the time because he just rubs the can on his face. I can't.
This is the thing, right? If somebody knows me and they make fun of me, that's one thing.
But if it's just an ignorant asshole saying something.
Hey, let's remember, Rhino was the one that noticed Eric's shirt, so.
Yeah, you can see.
He was.
He's got selective seeing, selective vision.
Or as we call him, Charlie Brown now.
Charlie Brown.
Brown's watching to see who his Lions pick up this year.
I got
as if it's going to make a difference.
Like I was going to say, like it's going to matter.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are still going to be the Lions, so.
Well, you know, I've got no room to talk here. I'm a Rams fan, so I know we're going to be 4-12 next year no matter what happens.
Well, you're a Rams fan, right?
Yep, 4-12, baby.
You guys got some talent out there, though.
We'll
I like
see.
ramming things.
Ramming, shower,
Ramming.
prison.
Ram rock.
So you guys want another question or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One last one. We'll call it a night.
Alrighty, I gotta go though before you ask it because then I'll want to stay.
Stay.
So I got
anyway.
to go.
Oh,
I gotta go play. I gotta go play Battlefield 1 like a loser.
Oh,
but you'll be good for this.
Chris, yeah.
Oh, would I? Okay, maybe I'll.
Because we all do, except for Ty, we all do
right
beer
now.
videos, right?
Well,
So we all
let Rhino answer first so we can go.
So we all
I'm
do,
the outcast. I'm the outcast.
we all do beer videos. So the question is, can beer videos be too long?
No.
Yeah, no, I mean, I personally try to keep them short, but when I'm on my own, I seem to ramble, and I can't help that. I mean, sometimes Terry K from the U.S. I love the
very good example.
UK, I love the guy, but he can have like 30-minute videos.
Yeah, he goes off that. Back when I was there, the cat was there, and the purple sheet he sat on, and this and that, and like he just goes off.
It's a great video, but is it something I want to watch all the time?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, but at the same time, as long as you're entertaining somebody or you're giving pertinent information, who cares?
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. As long as you're entertaining, I think you can still hold it down there. And like I asked that question, there's some videos that are out there sometimes that go a little longer than, I don't know. Not that it really aggravates me, but when you're sitting there, you're watching videos, and you want to see your buddies do videos. Sometimes I think you get to a point where you start prioritize. Well, I can't really sit for this one for 25, 30 minutes. Oh, look, Paul did one. It's only 10 minutes or 5 minutes. I'll watch Paul's over here, and I just wonder.
And then you realize
I try to keep them between. I try to keep them between 3 and 7, but I mean, I do range usually from 3 to 12.
Now, I ran a poll before on Twitter last year when I first started doing the channel. And what I found out for most people, they said under 4 minutes is what they usually like to see.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, how consistent, like, are you talking
about? But that's
about,
a short time span.
Are you talking about I drank it already and I'm going to lie to you?
Well, that's the thing, right?
I agree, Paul. I think that's what a lot of these folks are doing,
Yeah, if you're
taking notes, they're coming back on.
Like, if you're doing a video and you're being truthful and you're doing it completely blind, it's going to take longer than 4 minutes on occasion. It's going to take longer than 6 minutes on occasion because you're sitting there and you're contemplating it while you're drinking it. A lot of these guys are doing that. They make it seem like they've just opened it and just poured it, but they already have all their notes because they don't even think. There's no thinking involved. It's just
I know have scripts. I know some.
What was it?
Hell, you all know that I don't do a script at all. I mean, my videos run anywhere between 5 minutes and 20 minutes.
I was actually shocked.
Sometimes it's over the course of the whole beer. But
I have a recent video was 4 minutes and 24 seconds. I was like, holy fuck, how did I do that?
I don't understand how when I'm at a festival.
I did the same thing,
yeah.
When I'm at a festival or a brewery, I seem to be able to do like 50 seconds to 2 minute videos, but any other time I can't.
Yeah, when I go on location, I usually do about a 2.5 minute video, it seems.
And then you do it at home and it's like an 8 minute video, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's better because you're relaxed. It's natural.
I noticed when I'm on location, they tend to be shorter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Have any of you guys seen B&E beer reviews? Eric? He sometimes does 56-minute beer reviews.
56?
Yeah, because he's showing every gun he has and talks about this and talks about that. And I just go along for the ride, whatever, this and that. Because as long as you like and I think the number one thing is you have to like the person that you're watching to really get into it. And then it doesn't matter how long it is because you're involved, you're listening, he's bullshitting. Terry K talking about the cat that sat on the fucking purple thing when he was one. I don't mind. I like that. Just go off. I don't.
Well, I think it's like I said, it was entertaining all the way through. Like I watch James videos, and James goes like 15 to 18 minutes or whatever on some of his for the most part. but he's got the whole breakdown where you're entertained throughout, so it's not like
Hey guys. Hey guys. Oh, James, yeah, right below, yeah, fuck off.
And of course, you're still trying to make out some of the words as he's talking.
And you're spending 15 minutes trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about.
You garbled Scottish bastard.
But if you have that flow, it works for some. And I see some videos that are longer, and it's like you're still going. So, and I think people notice that. And the thing is, like, if some people are watching, they want to learn about craft beer or just getting into it. It can be like a turnoff if they find some of these videos that they just don't find as entertaining sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like James is great because if you want to learn about the brewery, you can listen. But if you already know, you can skip ahead and get right to the tasting. Boom. And then you can hear him say,
That's what I was gonna say. I don't
go for it.
I don't think there's a certain length of time or period to it, because you ultimately, as a viewer, you can fast forward or choose what you want to watch of the video. Also, you can go too long or too short at the same time.
My thing is, I really wish people would stop editing their videos. Put all your fuck ups in your videos. It's better that way.
Yeah, I agree. I never edit anything. Sometimes I had pictures.
Well, you cut out some of the dead air.
But I never edit a damn thing. I don't take.
Do you think there's any dead air with him? Listen to him. He just goes.
Oh, not with Tom. No, Tom has no dead air.
Yeah, my wife.
His wife's so quiet.
I don't know how, but yeah, I never edit any of my videos.
I gave Peter a hard time. I was like, because I saw his outtake video. I was like, how long did it take you to review that one beer? Because it was like half, like the 20-minute outtake was him like shutting the camera off, trying to say the name of the brewer or whatever. I'm like, just garble, foreign talk. Okay, let's keep going. Like, that's fine. Fuck it. Let's just keep. Don't edit it.
I never edit anything. Every video I've done is one take.
I have a video where I was down in my basement and I was doing it. It was Yard's rye ale, and a pipe burst. And I'm like, oh well, okay, basement's flooding. Anyway, I'm getting a little, and you can hear the water just going.
I'm like,
here.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hell, boys, I'm gonna have to get out of here. This has been real.
See ya.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one.
Are you out? Is he out? He is out. I know if you say you out, he was saying what you were doing with the water part. I didn't know he was going to, yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Well, then I have two reviews where the bottle explodes, and I basically clean up my table by like licking the table and like getting the beer to go into the glass again so I can keep drinking it. Like, oh, that was the Lavery Brewing Company's smoked porter. That's a lot of people like that one.
You should be like so good you can lick it off the table.
And I did the review one time and I was annoyed, but I blamed myself for it exploding. And then I did it again, and I babied the thing, and it exploded again. And I'm like, these worthless motherfucking pieces of shit brewers can go fucking, I mean, that's when I was like, and I went off the top. You're like, these bad cocksuckers. Yeah, that's when I really went to town. I was like, God, I like almost wanted to demand a refund from the brewery because I was like, God, 2 in a row just exploded everywhere. They're chilled. It was the only beer I've ever chilled to do a beer review, just so I didn't want it to explode, and it still blew up everywhere. Except I was ready. I had a huge fucking glass downstairs to catch the melee that I knew was coming. So. No, Kevin always likes that Kevin always likes the pipe burst video, and he always likes the exploding beer video. He always likes that one. He goes, "That's so great." Professional.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the editing. I think it's a difference between editing, like you're getting rid of the dead space, versus if you're trying to edit the stage or production type thing off.
I hate jump cuts.
Yeah, but they tell everybody in the YouTube Academy do jump cuts.
Oh my God! I just want every jump cut is going to be a knife cut. I'm going to get into your flesh. Like I just can't stand. I just hate jump cuts. Like, and it's okay if you jump 2 or 3 times in your video, but like there's a certain person 1 or 2 people I know. It's every 3 seconds, 3 or 5 seconds. Jump cut. I'm like, why are you jump cutting? There was nothing in there. You just jumped.
Well, Tanya says hi. By the way, she was going to try to jump on for a second, but she said her kids want a second dinner and to watch Bill Nye, so. She has to drink the Scottish export by herself. She's a Scottish export she's about to drink.
Yeah, I'm lucky my kids didn't want a second dinner today. They were happy with sushi, chicken tenders, and pizza. I'm like, good.
There's a mix.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my daughters are vastly different. My one just loves sushi. And the other one was like, "No, I'm good." She's just,
I'm not eating that fish. I
yeah,
need some
she's
nuggets.
a pizza. Yeah, give me nuggets and some pizza. We're good. Yeah, we're fine. So yeah, luckily they were satiated with just that and they went to bed. So I'm happy about that. Yeah. No beer. I'm just still not into the whole beer thing. I had a hangover from hell this morning. So I was like,
well, we saw your bottle cap collection from last night. So.
Yeah, I started with the barrel aged, the 12% barrel aged older viscosity. And then right after that, I drank a mix pack of Yard's 12 pack. So that was, the big bottle of that, and then the 12. I don't know why in hell I drank so much, but it was going down smooth, and I guess I had a rough day. So I'm like,
why anybody would ever drink a milk stout or any stout cold, I do not understand.
Yeah, there's people that drink stouts cold all the time. Oh, it's better when it's cold. Well, you're an idiot, but whatever,
Well, if you don't have taste buds, I guess so.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's better when you salt your food. Like, it tastes better salted.
It's put the ketchup on the steak. All right. Which, if you're at Ponderosa, you almost have to do it at Ponderosa. So.
Well, I mean, if you don't want any good flavors except for cold and bitterness, then sure, drink it cold. But if you don't want any of the subtle nuances that actually make it a good beer, then whatever. That's fine. But I mean, at the same time, I do everything room temperature. I even eat my steaks room temperature because I just throw them in the oven, like on the thing. I was like, it's great, eat it. Yeah. Like that's still bright red and purple, and then inside and cold.
So you like it really red inside?
Yeah, I eat my steak colder than my steak is colder than my beer. Generally, it's like one of those still moving. Pittsburgh rare, they call it. Yeah. Shave it, slap in the ass, and walk it out. So that's what. But I ate a steak about 2 inches thick at Rhino's, and people are like, "Oh my god!" And of course, I can't use silverware. Just use your hands.
I always feel like you watch Let It Live and Dead one too many times.
blood dripping down your chin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good time.
This is a fine movie. George Romero, good stuff.
Yeah. George Romero is amazing. Yep. And then PA, mate. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead.
He's not a fan of Walking Dead, though.
No, neither am I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. It's different. Although the more recent stuff, I like the World War Z zombie movie. Well, my favorite was 28 Days when they did 28 Days.
Yeah, but that's an infection movie, though.
Yeah. Infection, they become zombies or whatever. But then, World War Z was pretty good. I like to see the zombies actually chase people. And I just kind of walk through look, easy.
My thing about zombies is you have to look at it in a realistic world. When they're fresh, they're gonna be super mobile, and then rigor mortis is gonna set in, so they're gonna be super slow. And then after a certain time, then rigor mortis will go away. Then they're gonna be back again, but then they're gonna slow down because rot's gonna be setting in. So I mean, at first they can be super fast. And then they're gonna be like, get back here, you little fucker, and then they're gonna loosen back up, and then they're gonna be back, and then they're gonna start rotting. You know what I mean? That's natural progression. I should know. There's enough dead hookers in the basement to find that out. But,
the stages of zombieism.
Yeah, it's the stages of zombieism.
Yeah.
So
get a degree in that?
No, yeah. Pittsburgh State University, Penn State. Yeah, but
I'm a zombie master.
At first, I watched the remake, which Romero wasn't involved with the remake of Day of the Dead, but the guy gets bit and he starts chasing after the car, and everyone's like, "Why is he running? He's a zombie?" I'm like, "Well, he's fresh. He's a fresh as a daisy." Who was the
first remake? Is that the one with Ving Rhames or John Leguizamo? Because they were in some of the remakes.
Yeah, I don't. 1995, 1999.
There was one with McKay Pfeiffer was in one. I know.
I don't watch.
I get confused on the remakes. The original stuck out so much. The remakes kind of blend together, but the original just
I'm glad I met a couple people from. I met people from the original Night of the Living Dead, and I met people from Dawn of the Dead. So, and then I was gonna go in June, but they're teaming it up with this big Steel City Con, and I'm like, that's gonna be so crowded, and there's gonna be expensive now, and I'm like, I just can't do it.
Problem again.
I have a people problem. I don't mind if all the people are zombies, but if they're alive, I don't like them. You know what I mean? That's that whole hooker cemetery thing again. But I am gonna go back to Evans City. Get the shovels. Yeah, sexism. Yeah, but I am gonna do the whole go back to the Evans City. I do that every year.
Yeah.
And now in Evans City they hold a Night of Living Dead kind of Living Dead weekends. So you get to meet people and stuff, and it's usually low key. It's not really super crowded, so it's nice.
Yeah. Which reminds me, Todd. Which I know I say earmuffs to Paul because this word drives him crazy, right? So I am going to be going to French Lick, Indiana, in June. So I don't know how far you are from French Lick, but I got to come out there for a weekend for a conference.
Coming from where you're at, you have to drive right through Louisville and go north anyway.
I'm going to Louisville and over. And you're in Sellersburg?
Yeah, we're probably about French Lick's about 45 minutes from where I'm at.
Yeah, but I'm going to
we're like 6 miles north of Louisville, so.
Okay.
Where are you located then? Because you're both from Kentucky?
No, I'm in Cincinnati. Well,
you're in Cincinnati,
Kentucky, on the border of Cincinnati, and then Todd's in Indiana.
Oh, Indiana.
But he's like more closer down around Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm 7 miles north of Louisville.
Like him and John Sharon are in the same area almost.
Okay.
I was over at his house tonight when he messaged me.
Yeah.
At some point in time, I gotta take a vacation, hit the road, and just go someplace.
Oh yeah. Well, knowing you're up there where you're at, when I go back to visit my mom in Jersey, I can easily swing over to PA and see you too.
Yeah, yeah. Don't ever survive, but yeah.
Don't ever know when you're coming up this way.
Don't go in the basement. You'll never come out.
Don't go in the basement.
Yeah.
People like, where's Rodney? Well, he was going to visit Paul. We haven't seen him come back yet.
You never will either.
When you come up this way, let us know.
Flowers out back, huh?
Yeah.
Would you say?
No,
Todd?
I have this really interesting, this nice way because I live in the woods. If you find a down tree where the roots are up, you cut it where the stump is, and the whole thing falls back over. Ta-da! They're gone. Never find them again. Yeah. Those little things that Hicks know, you know. Like, oh, where'd he go? Never mind. Yeah.
I grew up a lot of summers. We went to the Poconos and stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
The wooded area. Of course, we had the Jersey Devil, right? The whole Jersey Devil, man.
Right. The Pine Barrens. I have a friend near the Pine Barrens. Yeah. Yeah. That's.
Yeah. Last time I was a Boy Scout, they took us to Valley Forge in December to do like the George Washington crossing.
The colonial stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and it like actually did snow and it was freaking cold. I'm like, you guys are crazy. I am out of here when I get back home. I'm not coming back. You know, you couldn't put us in a cabin. You actually got us in tents out here in Valley Forge, cold as it is.
Now, I mean, did they serve you hard tack? It's called that bread they used to make. No, yeah,
no, we were able to eat the modern stuff, and everything.
Oh,
but it was just so cold.
You cheated.
Yeah, like, we're kids. What do you want from us? We're not grown men out there.
No, but that does tell you like that's some serious shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. We don't. I go down to Gettysburg all the time, and yeah, it's not fun. That had to been rough stuff, you know.
Yeah. You see all that stuff. It's great to actually get out there and see all that stuff. Though, I mean, the stuff.
Their shoes were not as nice as ours.
No, if they had shoes.
if they had shoes, yeah. They actually walked so much that the bottoms of their feet were actually coming off in their shoes.
Yeah.
You know,
that's like one of my favorite scenes, like from Remember. I don't know if you ever saw Remember the Titans with the football movie, and they go to
oh yeah, I love that movie.
They're standing in Gettysburg in the morning when that like mist and stuff is coming in.
Mm-hmm. I've done that myself many times.
Yeah,
it's a whole thing in the quiet of the morning when the sun's coming up and you're in the battlefields and the cemeteries and stuff. It's a whole new feel.
Oh yeah, and it's just, I mean, you're just at a pause in your mind. You're just observing.
You could like hear the cannons going off and hear the thing. It's like, oh wow, this is crazy. Yeah. It's got a presence. Sure, a presence for sure.
I don't know. We may have lost the Confederates. Someone dropped off and started talking about Gettysburg. It was probably Jay.
My relative that was in there. I got was Stonewall Jackson.
Oh,
Jackson's,
really?
Yeah, I'm in the Jackson lineage. They have the big fucking family reunions down there and stuff. So, hey, we lost, guys. I'm okay with it.
Drink up.
Yeah, gave it a good go. So,
yeah. I think we are the only country that still displays the stuff of the team that lost. Like in other countries, like, hey, you lost, take it down. You're not putting that up anymore. Not in America. Runner up, we get a spot too.
Yeah, hey,
You get a get for that.
here's your gold star. You still suck. No, that's all right. Like, I don't mind. Like, and that's, it's just something that happened. Most of my family came from Mississippi, and then the Virginia things when they moved up to Pittsburgh. Then, and it's just part of your lineage. What happened.
I mean, it's history. You can't like be.
No, you're supposed to embrace history, learn from history. Right. Never try to force history into a corner and shut it in a closet, because the more you forget about history, the more you're doomed to repeat it. Like basically what's happening all over the world right now because people are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's why I got like mixed feelings with the monuments and stuff they're taking down through the South right now. I know it bothers Jay because he's down in Louisiana, but it's like, so you're taking it down to try to say what, like it never happened? Like people know it happened. People need to know the history of it. So you take it down. The people don't remember. They don't see it. They don't grow up. And it's like, okay, everything was just fine and hunky-dory the whole time in the past. Like, no, there was other issues. But then you have that out there, it becomes a conversation piece. So you try to build going forward that way.
Well, I mean, it's the whole deal. It's the whole censoring.
Yeah.
We got to censor this. We got to censor that. And I do mention this, and people don't like it when I mention it. I was like, back in like the early 30s, when a certain movement took over Germany, they started censoring things because it was not socially acceptable. Or this or that, censor that. And then they controlled, and wiped people off the face of the earth later. And they're trying to censor everything, and it's not good when something comes over and these weak-minded people that are so upset about everything, let people come in and just rape the land of history, of art. Right. Art and music was banned.
Yeah.
Like, musical pieces, especially Jewish composers and stuff, that was burnt, that was thrown away. Yeah. That should be lifted higher than anything intelligent, anything someone creates that is beautiful. And that should don't
know and understands. Like people say, well, violence never solves anything. Technically, violence has solved a lot of shit. Violence has gotten the country. Violence has wiped out certain things. Violence has done different things around. So
technically speaking,
not that you should be violent, but to say violence doesn't accomplish anything is totally wrong. Everything is built out of violence.
It didn't accomplish. Like violence shouldn't have. It was in the show Doug back in the day. His dad said, "Show me a man who results to violence, and I'll show you a man who ran out of good ideas."
Yeah.
So violence isn't ever the answer, but it sometimes is the solution.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you look at you ask a Native American, like, tell us violence didn't fucking work. So it's just like the knowledge is, and people forget these things when you take some of that stuff out. Like, you have a thing up there with Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was a slave owner, all this kind of stuff. Not a huge fan of him, but at the same part is part of the culture of America. You have to look at. Like nobody wants to own like America for the history that it has. It seems like people don't want to have the discussion. It's like you have to have it at some point. That's why we have the issues we have now. And it's like I think back. I watched Suicide Squad, which I actually like Suicide Squad, but I'm a comic book kind of person anyway. And there was a line in the movie where the girl who played Harley Quinn was talking to Diablo, who does the Flames, and he was trying to hide the fact that he basically burned his family. But she was like, "No, you can't hide from that. You have to own that shit. You own what you did. That's your past. And that's the same thing. We have to own what the past was in this country.
You got to pull strength out of it and move ahead.
People want to pick and choose. People want to pick and choose where it fits for them. Make it right.
I mean, like the Chickasaw and Choctaw owned slaves. So the Native Americans owned them at the time. I mean, I was like, I've seen some pretty nasty pictures of diamond mines in Africa owned by other cultures that they could complain about stuff like that. And we're all guilty of stupidity, and we will never stop until we admit it.
Yeah,
I mean, you think about it. The country was founded from the Indians in general, anyway. So I mean, it was founded on.
You have no basis of
the whole thing was founded on violence. And it's kind of like, so violence is like in the fabric of America. I mean, it's just part of our fabric. So to say like violence doesn't do anything is kind of crazy when you're like, everything around us was built pretty much off of violence. And it's like, I always tease people, like we'll say stuff and they're like, I talk about racism with a lot of people. And it's like, you know what? You can't spell America without using the same letters to say I am race. And they're like, what? And they like spell it out like, that is freaking weird. I was like, I know, right? It just fucking works out that way. But like, we have all these racial issues, and that's America. I mean, that's how intertwined in our fabric. It's in our damn name.
It's just the way, and it's not a good thing. It's never a good thing. But it started thousands of years ago. Genocide is something that is not new. Genocide is literally 3,000 or 4,000 years old.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, and then people who now yell about being a victim of genocide were the people that made genocide back in 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. They did it, and now they're pissed because it happened to them. But it should happen to nobody.
Well, it was like the whole thing with Muslims, right? And the whole attack. Oh, Christians never. I was like, are you kidding me? Christians had their run. It's just the Muslims are doing it now.
The thing is, like, I was like, yeah, because the Spanish Inquisition, the witch trials, the Crusades, that never happened at all.
I mean, the whole enslavement of Africa is like, hey, accept our Lord, or we're going to stab you with this sword.
And, that's what Sweden was too. Once they united Norway and stuff over King Olaf, he was like, basically, okay, convert or I'll kill you. Yeah. And then St. Patrick, that's why I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. He was a Catholic that came through and went to Ireland and said, all right, convert or die.
Well,
you know what I mean? That's not very nice.
And even the Rhodes Scholar, the guy that they named it after, same thing when people look at his history.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just the way it is. I mean, they're all guilty, and you know, most people hate to hear this, but religion unfortunately has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, and just ignorance. It's sad, but it happens. But we have to learn how to fight against it.
To read and go out and actually find out shit. It's like, fuck, a lot of fucked up shit out here. Like, I want to go back to being the guy that doesn't read and just plays the video games the whole time.
I mean, like, honestly, if you go back 200-300 years, I would have already been burned as a witch.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? And that I wouldn't be
200-300 years, I would have been in the field somewhere, possibly.
Yeah.
If I didn't try to run away or something. Or hung for killing my master. Either way, it wouldn't have been a good situation.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it is. It's the weird world, you know. And
timing does matter.
Timing is everything.
Right.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything.
Right.
That's right. That's it. I mean, honestly, anything, like, if you thought differently than other people, you were killed back in the day. It's that simple. It's like, wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. I mean, I don't care. Free, you know.
Well, you go back to, what was it? Was it I can't remember, was Copernicus or Galileo that talked about, you know, we go around the sun, and they're like, no, the sun goes around us, and they're like, no, we go, that's not, okay, we're going to kill you now. Oh, yeah, you know what? We go around the sun. The sun goes around us.
It was Galileo, I think. He said, well, by the way, the sun, we revolve around the sun. Oh, thank you for that information. And they put him in jail for 30 years.
Yeah.
They didn't kill him, but they put him in prison for 30 years.
Like, you know what? I think I was wrong. I think that's actually the other way around. Okay, we'll let you out.
Okay, we'll let you out.
You win. You was right.
What was I thinking?
Oh, thanks a lot. You're in jail now, bitches. Well, I mean, and we always talk about the burning of the Library of Alexandria when the Christians took over. They burnt that because that knowledge was heresy, because it goes against and then they stoned to death Hypatia, which was probably one of the most intelligent people, and was a woman, most intelligent people ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wow, way to go, guys. And they threw us back 1,000 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, cool. Let's
even
start
now,
from scratch.
Even in today's society, there's even some books that are still censored and stuff that are like, you know, you're trying to hide away from what things were. I think you end up hurting people more than helping.
I was in Germany.
Change it now.
I was in Germany, and I have Nordic runes on my arm, and that was my daughter's names. And when I was there, my friend was like, "Hey, you can't wear your cut-off sleeve T-shirt in this bar because it's an Antifa bar. The anti-fascist people will see that and they'll think it's, you know, German. It's too German. It's too, you know, ancient. It's too this, and they'll try to attack you."
For cut-off sleeves.
Yeah, because they can see my tattoos. If they see those runes, they'll go, "Oh, that's racist. That's because that's how they are. They're so nuts about stuff. Oh, you're all evil." And I told Martin, I was like, let him attack me. I'm like, all you Germans are like 3 feet tall. Just let I'll kick these fucking Oompa all over the place. Like, let's do this.
We'll let the lollipop Gil come after me.
Yeah, I was amazed at how tiny these fucking people are, you know. But yeah, it was. But I went with what is his will, and I wore a regular shirt, and we were driving around Germany, and any historical monument has been trashed by these people doing the right thing by removing their history. Like tearing down things, spray painting stuff. These are like, we're talking about like 900 AD or 1000 AD monuments to like castles and they're all stabbed and spray painted. And I'm like, if you don't like Germany and being German and the history of Germany, fucking leave.
Well,
there's another country that will fit you perfectly. You don't have to. I mean, like, what did this 1,000-year-old castle do to piss you off today?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what's the bug up your ass today? Like, Jesus Christ, guys. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You're hoodlums. You're thugs. You're the bad guys. I don't know if anyone told you this. You're the bad guys.
That's the whole thing going on with Berkeley right now, right? Getting all crazy.
Getting crazy. People get crazy.
Yeah. Although and culture can make people crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing out there, it's like, so you're not going to let someone speak for the possibility of speech. I'm not an culture fan, but it's kind of like you're really riding a dangerous line right now. So you're going to just start riding and stuff so they don't have her come in. And like, when's it going to stop? You're setting it up for no speakers really come in down the line. You're setting up all these kind of this animosity. And it's just like to have it happen at Berkeley, which is supposed to be the birth of, you know, free speech, kind of in a more modern era. It's just kind of crazy right now.
I like when people state their minds, and you have the right to be offended, but you don't have the right to shut other people up because they're offending you.
Right.
Because free speech, idiot.
Well, it's like when I was in college, I used to run our university paper, our business advertising, and we had a group one year. They wanted to put an ad in the paper saying that the Holocaust didn't exist. And all the editors like, oh, we can't do this, blah, blah, blah. We'd had the whole speeding, and all the editors voted against it. I was basically 1 against 4, so I got downvoted. We didn't end up doing it. But it's like, I told them, I was like, so you're upset that they want to do this because I think 2 of them were like Jewish. One of them was a girlfriend of an editor. She wasn't even the editor, but because she was upset, he couldn't do anything.
Right.
And it's like, but you understand, right? These people are still going to be out there. What you're doing is taking away the chance for people to respond to them that are coming here to do this kind of stuff.
And basically crush them into dust.
Friends that were Jewish, they were like, no, they should run it so we know what's going on.
Now, I was going to say, all they can do is like slam photographs and movie clipping down their throat and say, you did, asshole.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, well, I mean, like, are we gonna spend the time to put something out that states 2 + 2 = 5?
Right. Right.
Or should we just say, like, you're a fucking idiot, no, go away? It depends. It depends on what forum. It depends if he is. Now,
I don't know. Is it Common Core 2 + 2 = 5 now?
Yeah. Actually, one of the greatest lines that I was reading. I was a religious guy, and it said, if the Bible said, as a man of science, he said something like that because he was like half scientist, half this and this. He says, if the Bible said 2 and 2 = 5, I would take it as fact and try to understand it. And I'm like, oh, that's dangerous. That's creepy, man. You're creeping me out, guys. I'm like, you know it, but you know it.
Of his wife being okay too, and he just
it's like, just calm down. We don't need to ignore facts just because it contradicts something else that is not fact.
Says, I bet I could spend a week in the belly of the whale and be okay. Yeah, good luck with the ass.
Do you actually also notice that a whale doesn't have a hole big enough to have a human fit through it because of the things in its face where the krill goes through? Did you ever look at a whale? Can't get in there anyway. It's just one of those things. Just letting you know, whales don't eat people. They eat krill. Some people are about as intelligent as a krill, but it's the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a little silly.
Well, that's why we have beer, so we can sit back and enjoy and talk about it. Beer is kind of like the best conversation piece because you can drink a beer or a couple beers and still be pretty much cognizant going through conversations and stuff. And like as opposed to like if you're doing like some whiskey shots, at a point you're like you're over the level, right? And so somebody says something, somebody might get punched in the mouth. You never know what's going to happen.
And if you're sessioning on a wine, people try to be a little bit too pretentious, I think, with wine. Yeah. Oh, I'm drinking wine, so let's use those mine. No, I don't even fucking. I'm dumb as shit. I drink wine now and again. I don't know anything. I did a couple
beer's been around so long.
I've done a couple wine reviews already, and I'm surprised people didn't scream at me for being an idiot because I'm just telling you what I get. I have no idea what I'm doing. But people get weird about like wine and stuff like that. If you don't get it right, you don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, look at wine. Shut up.
But you got to wear a sweater around your neck with the fancy knot to hold it on and all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
See, beer, you can just be yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Beer's Nirvana. Beer's come as you are.
Look, I tried.
Drink it with your pinky out.
Yeah.
I put a hat on because my hair wasn't brushed. My shirt is kind of clean, and I'm not wearing anything underneath. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm just gonna do a review. I'll just be nice enough not to stand up on camera.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, there it is.
Beer does not judge at all.
Yeah, beer is always there when you need it. It doesn't. It doesn't make fun of you. You know, that's just the way it is. Beer's fun. I don't know. It's just people do just bitch about everything. They bitch about everything, and they seem to care so much. Like, if you would care about serious issues as much as you care about all this bullshit, we could fix a lot of fucking problems.
People get more pissed off at things that happen to their sports teams than the shit that's happening in real life. It's like, okay, somebody's going to be upset tomorrow morning, right? Because it's somebody who got drafted tonight for their football team.
Mm-hmm.
At the same point, you still got like Woodard that's all screwed up and fled. You still got homeless people that are still struggling on the street. You still got veterans that need help.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit there and bitch because your Browns to so and so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There was I don't know how accurate it was, but it was pretty funny. I saw a thing. It was 3 towns in America with worse water than Flint, and Pittsburgh was like number 2 or 1.
I think I saw that too.
I was like, I've been to 3 Rivers. I believe you. Because each of the 3 rivers, one was green, one was red, and one was blue, and they came together in this chunky like black brown. I'm like, ooh, that is something else.
So one of the rivers I went to school at West Virginia was the Monongahela. So yeah, that was
Monongahela. Yeah.
Yeah,
Monongahela, and because my family came from right Monessen, Monongahela, right there on the river.
Yeah.
That's where my family came from. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's just because one was like rust, one was sewage, and the other one was something I don't even want to know.
You would go swimming? Not there.
No. I basically, if I jumped into that, I would come out as the toxic Avenger.
You'd have a better chance.
That's what they're brewing your beer with.
Yeah.
I'll take my chance in Jersey with the needles.
Yeah, and actually that is the funniest thing, because I always say we used to go to Ocean City, New Jersey instead of Maryland, and when you go in the water, you come out with needles sticking out of your legs. But, you pull them out and throw them back, you're fine.
Yeah, it's a game they all play,
Yeah, it's salt water. It's sterilizing.
Which is crazy now because the water has gotten warmer up there in Jersey. That now they routinely see like sharks off the beach line.
Absolutely.
When I was a kid and it wasn't as bad then when we go to the shore, you would go in there with no problem. Now people are like, I don't know about that. So,
well, they do have all the blockades, the free swim zones with all the blockades and the ropes and shit around them. And but I did see a thing right off the coast, and it panned out. It showed 3 great white sharks that were about 15, 16 feet long. And it panned out, and the coastline was right there with people swimming. Yeah,
the thing I didn't realize, I like to watch Shark Week when it's on once in a while, that sharks will usually swim mostly like in 4 feet of water.
Yeah.
So when they come in, they're like really like hip to like people. That's kind of level they usually like to come in. So they get really close on that coastline.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I was always reading, they always keep on saying it was a great white that came into that creek back in the 1800s. It had to have been a bull shark though. But still, even if they screwed that up, I mean, that's why Peter Brinkley, Breachley or whatever, wrote Jaws, because of that thing in the 1800s where that shark came so far up and they were getting attacks all the way in almost middle of, was it Connecticut or Massachusetts? They were getting attacks. It's like so crazy.
They came in one of the inlets, and came.
Yep. It's awesome.
So Sharknado is based off of too, right?
Yeah, very, very similar. Very similar event. But that had something to do with Twister and the assassination of Abraham Lincoln and that. And it was blended together.
We got issues. You ain't gonna stop no flying shark.
I don't know.
And how the dude that from 90210 keeps making them through them all, I have no idea. Like, nobody's killed this guy yet. Why is Ian Ziering so popular? He keeps living.
They actually made the movie, or they've actually made like 15 of them now.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've never actually watched it, and I'm glad I haven't. But and that's the thing is, it's either finally come up with something original and then beat it to death with sequels, or just remake shit and beat it to death with sequels. That's your only option.
But you know what they did is they made it so over the top. It created like a cult following. That's why they keep redoing them. Like people want to get on. Like Matt Lauer on there. He's happy to be on one of them.
I've seen very, very bad films. I'm sure they're bad films, but my worst film where I could not finish it was Blood Creek Raccoon.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, that was so bad. I could not literally finish watching. It was called Blood Marsh or Blood Creek Raccoon? And I'm like,
it's funny to go back and watch Phantasm now and see how bad.
Oh, I like Phantasm.
Yeah, the special effects.
And right near the end, you get to see that really homely looking girl with the big tits, and then he turns into the tall man. I'm glad I actually met the tall man. He was a very nice man.
Yeah.
He wasn't that tall, which is funny. I'm like, wait. Same thing with Kane Hodder. I'm taller than Kane Hodder too. So it's like, well, I didn't expect that. I expected this like monster. He is thick though. He's a thickly built motherfucker. So I mean, it was good. I don't know. Like, beer and horror film conventions is another thing, because sometimes you get like, oh, Bruce Campbell is going to be there, Freddy Krueger, and then it's like it's got $100 to get in. You got to stand in line for 6 hours. And I'm like, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
I just cannot do that.
The only con I went to, we went years ago to one in Chicago because my wife was big into X-Files. And we went up there. They had Mitch Pileggi was there, who seemed to be a nice guy. And all the women just wanted to rub his bald head. Apparently his wife said, women can't rub your bald head anymore or whatever. She was getting, I guess, upset with it. So he wanted to ruin her point. And I used to watch that show Babylon 5. And the redhead was there. And she was just gorgeous looking woman. So it was like, wow, I can't even talk right now because you're actually that gorgeous in real life.
I am officially done.
But it was kind of cool. But yeah, you get a lot of those people out there, and just like it gets kind of crazy. But it's usually a good time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm getting beckoned. I'm gonna talk to you guys later.
Yeah, I'm going to get off too. We've been on for a bit, so.
Yeah.
But thanks for swinging in, guys, and
thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. Maybe we'll shoot something this weekend or something. But yeah, I'll let you know when I get everything all set up when I come down that way.
Yeah. We definitely have to do that for sure. Right. You'll be coming right through. You'll be cutting right through our town. So. Yeah,
I got to find out when I'm supposed to be at the resort and all this stuff. I think it's at the resort where they got a casino and something up there. So.
Yeah.
But
probably. Yeah, it's a nice little place up there. So it's a nice little town.
All right.
Yeah, you definitely have to let us know. We'll set something up and take you around a little bit if we if you have time anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, I better get off so I can get up in the morning and go to work. So I'm actually just watching the rest of the best game now too. So, well, cool, man. All right, man.
Talk to you
later. See you, Todd. You too. All right, bye-bye. Oops. And I forgot to say, thanks for everybody watching out there, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Another fun show that we usually do around here on Thursdays. Keep drinking good craft beers, and cheers.